Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Whoa. What's up? Hello, chat. Is there anybody there yet? I don't even know. I'll be honest. I wasn't paying attention. There's got to be somebody there. There's at least 3 people watching right now. And that's all that matters. Oh, shit. That's loud porn music tonight.
Oh. Did you order a pizza?
Brown God, that was loud. I forgot I had it turned up. I was looking at something else on my.
Oh, you were watching something else, that's for sure.
Yeah, you was.
Woo! Bada bing, bada boom.
I used to have your drums.
Oh yeah. Dom out there in the chat says giggity. Oh man, I saw this meme, and it was it says was told these two sound the same, and now I can't get it out of my head. It was it was several videos of any time in the last 20 years that Guns N' Roses has done a concert. You know how Axl Rose sounds a lot different than he did in the 80s now?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's a picture, it's like several different concerts of him in the last 20 years singing different stuff next to a picture of, what's that dude's name? Is it Herbert? Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'd never thought about it before. It never crossed my mind. Mostly because I don't listen to anything that Guns N' Roses has done since like 1992 after they did the soundtrack to Terminator 2. But holy shit, Axl Rose sounds like Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy singing Guns N' Roses songs. That is exactly what he sounds like. And it's creepy as fuck. Like, it's really creepy. I'm just throwing that out there for y'all. Do with it what you will. But that's now just a fact of life.
Facts of life. The facts of life.
Yeah. What was that? I was watching something, or somebody showed me something on last night's chat. Yeah, it was some TV show that's hosted by Blair from Facts of Life. Some show that's all about like collecting and shit. Apparently, and I don't know this because I haven't had TV since 2017, and even then it was cable, so it wasn't like over there TV. But apparently, there's a station called Me TV.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so apparently on this station, I've never, because I don't watch TV, so I don't know what it is. But they have a show called Collector's Corner, because people were asking me like, "Oh, you should fucking like go on that show because they'll fucking take anybody, right? Like they should like every time the show comes on,
that's a compliment.
Oh, they'll take anybody." Nah, but people were asking about the fucking action figures and shit and all the stuff. My 2 different collections, and they were like, "Oh, you should try and go on that show." They get people on that show like all the time. Like every episode of it is like multiple people. They do like little 5 to 10 minute clips of different people's collections of things, and they're like they have a lot of toy people on there. And apparently, it's hosted by Blair from Facts of Life. I didn't know this till I was like trying to figure out what they were talking about. So I went like Me TV has a website or whatever, and like, I don't know, because I mean, like in the 80s, it was always 20-something-year-olds that were playing teenagers, right?
Yes.
So I don't know how old this chick is. I have no idea. I assumed she was like 25 when she was playing a 15-year-old on Facts of Life back in like 1986, but I don't know for sure. But I click on this website and I'm going through it like, oh, what's this collection show or something that's on this TV station? This chick still looks the same. Like, I mean, she looks older, you know what I mean? But, like, for somebody who's got to be in her 60s, I was like, it was unmistakable that this was Blair from Facts of Life. Kind of threw me off. Because, usually you see somebody when they're old, and they just look really different. You got to look at them for a minute to see the person
love interest from Top
30
Gun,
or 40 years ago.
The love interest in the first Top Gun movie, she looks like what you think a grandmother should look like. Even though she's
dude, yeah. What's her name? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Kelly McGinnis.
What?
Kelly McGinnis.
Kelly McGinnis. That chick looks fucking rough as fuck. Oh my god.
You would never
She
know.
is completely unrecognizable. I saw her like for the first time. I guess it was probably about like 10 years ago or something. I remember seeing a picture of her like at that point, and my wife was telling me like, "Oh, look, it's Kelly McGinnis," and I was like, and I looked at her, and I went, "Who's Kelly McGinnis?" Because looking at that picture and hearing the name Kelly McGinnis did not remind me or activate anything in my brain that's like, "Oh, that's the chick from Top Gun," and she had to tell me, "Oh yeah, no, you remember Kelly McGinnis, the chick from Top Gun," and I went, "Nah, that's not her." She's like, "Yeah, it is," and then she showed me. I was like, "No, oh God, no, what happened?" And she looks fucking rough. If you've
Well, she
seen,
probably didn't drink the blood of the innocent like Tom Cruise.
probably
Okay? So, because that dude looks just the same.
that dude is 61 years old, and I'm gonna be honest take. He looks 61 years old. And if you did not know how old he was, and you just saw that dude standing there and was like, "How old do you figure that dude is?" You're like, "Oh, he looks like he's probably about 49, 50, but he looks good for that age."
Mhm.
No. He's 61 years old. So, yeah, I don't know what that Scientology shit, what they do, and he doesn't look like he's had like plastic surgery or anything. You know what I mean?
Look like Kenny Rogers. That dude looks like an alien.
That
Like,
dude.
He looks like he got into that rotisserie chicken, and spun around in it.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous look.
Have you ever seen people who live in like Arizona their whole life? They're like 30 years old and they look like they're 55.
Yeah. My grandpa used to say they were rode hard and put away wet. And I don't think it had a sexual innuendo, but like that's what those people look like.
Yeah. Is Kenny Rogers still alive?
Yeah. He's still doing his thing.
I mean, good for him.
I mean, did you ever have the restaurant though?
Is he still? No, I never have. Is he still selling chicken? Is that place still around?
That place closed down and like that didn't last at all, man.
My favorite. Look, I mean, I grew up in the '80s, so I grew up listening. You'd hear Kenny Rogers music and fucking everything, movies and all kinds of stuff.
You didn't grow up
like
my
Kenny
favorite.
Rogers is not alive.
You can sing along to "No Wind."
My favorite Kenny Rogers thing is the Mad TV skits where Will Sasso would play a drunk Kenny Rogers. Y'all remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember.
You know, Will Sasso can do a perfect Jesse Ventura.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Dude, can we just all throw it out there? I'm just going to put my opinion. Mad TV was way better than SNL.
Oh, absolutely.
By leaps and bounds.
Okay, if you compare Mad TV to SNL, I will agree with you. However, if you compare SNL at its height when it had like Chris Farley and David Spade and like all like the whole lineup, I would say SNL was better.
Norm Macdonald.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say SNL has had
Will
its
Sasso
peak.
skits is Steven Seagal.
God, Will Sasso as Steven Seagal is fucking just glorious. Yeah, no. I would say SNL's had some amazing peaks in comedy history. It certainly has, and it's had some of the funniest comedians ever be part of that show. Late 70s, obviously when they got started, first part of the 80s, going into the last couple years of the 80s, and then probably the first 6 years of the 90s. And then there was a brief time in from 98 to 2003 when they had Will Ferrell and some people on there when it was also funny again. But Mad TV started off fucking strong and ended strong. It had no dips whatsoever.
Yeah,
it was just great for the 9 years. It was on for 9 or 10. It had 9 or 10 seasons, and it was solid every fucking time. Every fucking time it was solid.
No, let me do it.
Look what I can do. Look what I can do.
I saw a couple do that costume, and it was super funny.
Oh, the Stewart and his mom?
The girlfriend was the mom, and the boyfriend was Stewart, and he had the same look, and man, he was super funny. So, yeah, I died the whole time. He was just oh.
I fucking love that show.
Well, I figure as a young, I didn't get SNL in the 90s because you didn't get the political stuff and Dan Aykroyd dressing up as the whole Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky thing, I didn't really get it, and there's a lot of political jokes, but Mad TV was just funny. Like you know what I mean? So
I agree.
I could
Well,
watch
and
it
like-
and kind of get it.
And like too, and I think part of it probably has to do with your age. I mean, you're about 10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when you got to the point where you could truly appreciate Saturday Night Live, it's what, starting in the late 90s?
Well, like into 2000s, man, because like
Yeah.
you gotta be like 12 or 13 to even get like some of it, because it's not as like Mad TV was kind of slapstick more than like current times and political.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like the
Mad
dry
TV
humor.
Mad TV didn't get political that I remember.
Not as much where like
I mean, I'm sure they did. But
well, they would make fun of politics, but like Saturday Night Live would do stuff where like George Bush threw up, or you know, like Bill Clinton impressions, and them making jokes where like I was just way over my head. Where Mad TV was just dumb, funny Stewart stuff.
yeah, they weren't on Mad TV. Like, I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, I feel like on Mad TV there was a higher percentage of like original characters.
Yes.
Whereas on Saturday Night Live, they did more impersonations of other people, you know, celebrities, politicians.
That's
whatever.
a good way to look at it.
Well, again, it depends though, because there was like, I don't know, like the opera guy and fucking like, I don't know, fucking there's a bunch of movie spin-offs from Saturday Night Live, like Wayne's World or
McGruber.
Roxbury, or fuck, dude, I'm having troubles thinking of all of them right now, but
Blues Brothers. That was a
yeah,
Saturday Night
well,
Live
that's that. There you go. Like, they do come up with their own characters too.
Own
Maybe
heads.
not as much.
But then
We
we
don't
get
have like Fire
then we
Marshal
get-
Bill and shit, but
Pat the movie.
that was terrible.
It was so bad. That was so bad.
And yet so indicative of what's going on today.
It is. It was. It's true. I mean, the skit itself in the movie kind of sucked, but like the character, I mean,
Kind of sucks.
yeah,
Kind of like today.
much like a lot of people today, kind of sucked for the same reason. It's Pat, and then didn't they introduce Pat's significant other? I forget. It was some other like
androgynous thing.
an androgynous figure with a name that could have been male or female, and you like didn't know.
Look, it's Aaron.
Remember
Yeah,
the
something like that.
ambiguously gay duo?
It was like no, I think it was Terry. It was Pat and Terry, and you're just like, okay, yeah. Oh, dude, you totally could not do the ambiguously gay duo today.
Yep.
Oh no, that'd be too offensive. Even though it's fucking hilarious, absolutely hilarious. But no, there's no way in hell you could do that shit today. Fucking hell. Oh well.
You couldn't get away with anything. That
No.
like a lot of stuff that was going on. You know what's that's held up really well is the Chappelle Show.
Dude,
That
I
was-
still watch
that was
that.
stuff you
I
couldn't
watch that
get
show all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I love watching that show. I'll watch reruns of that shit. There's times I'll just put that on before bed at night and just like put on a few episodes before I fall asleep.
Yeah.
That show is fucking. I mean, there's some of the greatest skid shows in history. Are, for me, Mad TV, Living Color, Chappelle Show. I still really love the Comedy Central two dudes. Why am I blanking?
Keenan and
on their
Peele.
names?
Keenan and Peele.
No, not Keenan and Cal. But you know who I'm talking about though. It's not Keenan and Cal. It's
Peele.
Peel,
Peele.
and
Key and Peele. Key and Peele. There you go. Yeah. Keenan and Cal, wasn't that Nickelodeon or some shit?
yes.
I never said Cal though.
Okay.
I'm far away from the mic.
Oh, I thought you said Keenan and Cal.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Good times. There is no more good comedy skit shows like that.
No.
I think Key and Peele was the last good one. That's the last good skit show I remember, and that show hasn't been on for 8 years.
No, and I get frustrated that like there's guys who've gotten hired to be in SNL, and immediately someone will find that they did an offensive joke like 10 years ago, and they'll be like, "Oh, you gotta fire him."
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, wait, you're talking about a comedian who said something offensive? Like, okay.
What's funny is like skit shows have. I mean, there just are no good skit shows anymore, and haven't been for years. However, right now, comedy is seeing a surge in some of the funniest shit I've seen in a long time, because much like rebellious teenagers, comedians tend to find the thing they're told they're not supposed to joke about,
And then joke
and
about
go,
it.
well, fuck this. There is some great fucking comedy right now. I've been seeing a lot of good stuff, and I think comedy is going through, and again, it's that kind of rebellious thing. Like, what are we not supposed to say? What are we not supposed to talk about? Obviously, Chappelle's the big one, that because he's a huge comedian. I mean,
and he don't give a shit, and they can't do anything.
Yeah. And so a lot of other people that probably, and even some that people never would have heard of before all this, woke fucking PC crap, that are like, now that's their shtick, is being anti-PC. You know what I mean?
Take all the greats away. Take all the greats away. So you can't say like Richard Pryor or like anybody big, and like Dave Chappelle. But who's your like not number one, number two comedians? Like, who do you like a lot?
Bill
I like.
Burr
Okay, I'll give you two.
Is Bill
I'll give you
Burr
two.
too big?
Yeah, Bill Burr's too big. Like, I like Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz is
tells
great.
super funny, and then I like Cat Williams. Cat Williams makes me laugh, like hurts my stomach laughing.
Where the fuck has Cat Williams been? Because I've seen all his comedy specials, and I watched
He's
it
just
for 10
taking a
years
back
straight.
seat.
And
Yeah.
then he like
I
just
Just
kind of
weird.
I love that skit. It shows up in like feeds all the time where he's in prison. The woman like talking to him on the screen.
Oh,
My baby's that.
yes, the child's like that. That's a baby from the island of Caucasus or something, man.
That baby is from the mountains of Caucasus. That might be my baby.
I like
is
that.
definitely
I
not
like
my
that
baby.
one dude.
That baby's got a 730 credit score sitting there right now.
Is
Y'all
it
ever
is
heard
it
of,
is it wrong to sit here and say that I still think the old school comedy of Bill Cosby is some of the funniest shit I've ever heard? Can we say that now? Or is
I
that,
think. I mean, you could acknowledge that he was an artist that produced funny material. You
if
can't
you go
deny
and listen
that.
to his comedy from the 60s and 70s and 80s,
Hey,
of which, I mean, I grew up listening to that shit on like actual records. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It was
Hey,
fucking hilarious.
did you talk about Kevin Spacey?
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
hear- dude,
Got off.
on everything.
In England,
Everything.
for one thing.
He has had 4 court cases. 2 of them were already settled. I've never heard anybody talk about it, but he just settled 2 more over in England, where
And they
he was
found him-
being sued.
They found
And
him
now
not
they're
guilty.
saying those were the 4 cases that were up against him for the things he had supposedly done. And come to find out, he's won all 4 cases.
Yeah, not settled,
Not
Not-
settled.
not
won.
dropped. He
To the
won
point,
them.
he is now suing those people for defamation.
Damn.
So where do you stand?
I don't know. I mean, here's
I
the
don't
thing,
know.
though. Like, even since he's won, right? You got like movie studios and production companies, all this, that still are going to look at him and go, yeah, he was cleared of all charges. He lost, he won all these cases. Is it still worth the potential backlash or drama to put him in anything for us? And most of them are going to say, no, it's not. And he still won't get fucking work because of this.
How many times did Michael Jackson lose a sexual assault case against a child in court? The answer is 0.
I don't think he didn't ever. He paid them all off.
0. Yes, because he paid them off because he was making so much fucking money that it was like his accountants were telling him to keep working because he was making more money than it would cost to pay these people off and fight it in court.
Yeah.
So that being said, how many people believe that Michael Jackson never touched a child?
I mean,
but you want to know what I believe? Here's what I believe. I don't believe Michael Jackson ever sexually abused any children. I do believe he was a weird fucking dude and probably had weird, uncomfortable, strange relationships with kids that weren't his. Not sexually, but I do think he probably put himself in some situations that he probably shouldn't have because he was a little off, because he was raised from a child since he could remember.
He didn't have a childhood.
You know,
isn't the deal that he was chemically castrated by his father so that he would keep his voice?
Yeah, it's called. He was a castiato. It was a thing they did in Italy.
Right, but no. They gave him fucking drug. They gave him like hormone blockers.
Yeah,
so he wouldn't have puberty, and it castrated him.
Yeah, because they would castrate boys in that was a thing they did for singers. That like horrible practice way back in the day, and they think that that's what happened to him, and because that's what made him keep his voice like that. So,
okay. Yeah, so what happened to Mike Tyson then?
Oh, he totally beat the shit out of his wife. Like he's admitted.
I was saying his voice. What happened to his voice?
Oh, his voice. Okay, I don't know.
Steroids, probably.
I mean, yeah, steroids.
We were talking about people,
like...
court cases and shit. I thought.
Yeah, he bit that guy's ear off. He definitely bit that guy's ear off. I watched.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was live on television, though. So.
At 13 years old, Mike Tyson looked like a full-grown man. So,
did you ever hear Mike Tyson talking about his son? Oh my gosh, he goes, yeah, my son told me the other day that he wanted to be a fighter, and I looked at him and laughed because I said, you go to the mall. You live a soft life. What do you mean you want to be a fighter? And he's like, you take trips and have money. You're not going to be a fighter. And he's talking about his own son being soft. It's very funny.
I like the story about how he bought a tiger.
Yes.
Because he was like, yeah, like I was calling my friend to buy a horse, and my friend who had a horse had tigers, and I was like, wait a minute, you can buy tigers? And so he bought a tiger instead of a horse.
You ever seen that picture of him?
You've heard him do interviews in the last 10 years. That dude is funny. Trip. He's a fucking trip. And he's also very aware of who he was back in the 90s and shit. He's very aware. He's like, I was a horrible fucking person. I did really bad fucking things. You know, I deserved everything I got for doing those things. Like, and he really does just seem like a dude you'd want to hang out with. He seems pretty fucking funny and cool. I mean, you don't want to piss him off. I bet he'd still fucking kill a motherfucker with one swing.
Oh, hell yeah, no doubt.
How much, could I pay you to get hit by him?
Not enough.
What would it cost to keep my family fucking living good long after I'm dead? Because that's what's going to happen if that motherfucker hits me.
Like, you're never right again. If that dude punches you, you're never, whatever, like your face, your jaw, like, whatever he hits is never going to be right.
Yeah, you need a lot of money to take a punch from fucking Mike Tyson.
You think he still got, like, old Mike Tyson, like Mike Tyson power punches, though, like he used to?
I guarantee you he does.
Have you ever seen him? He works out like a young man.
Yeah, I've seen him. There are videos online of like current training sessions with him at the fucking like boxing gym and shit, and him taking on the fucking bag. It's just like, God damn, I would hate to be that bag. Fuck.
I mean, have you seen there's a recent video where he's helping train this young fighter, and the guy sparred with him. He makes the guy like holding the bag shoot himself. So he pushes the young guy out of the way, shows him how to do the fight, and the guy holding the bag's like, oh fuck.
Well, that you also have to factor in now that he's older, he's got that old man strength as well, on top of it.
Yeah, but that usually means like, also my elbow hurts when I do this, and you know what I mean? Like
I can do it, but I gotta take a nap afterwards.
Yeah, like it hurts like a bitch. I can do it like twice.
I mean, the way I look at it is you got to base who you are when you're old on who you were when you're young. To which is why I like that song by Toby Keith. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. And what that means for Mike Tyson is he would still beat the fuck out of anybody at least one time. Now, he may need to go home and take a nap when he's done. You know what I'm saying? But I still would not want to fuck with that dude because, no. He would still whoop the ever-loving fuck out of somebody very quickly.
Well, he does take testosterone. So a lot of it. He's admitted that.
Yeah.
That's how he keeps working out. He does.
I'm just saying. I wouldn't want to. I don't know.
I'm not going to. I'll be really nice and polite to him anytime if I ever been.
Yeah. Yes,
do you
sir.
Think, with Arnold Schwarzenegger being as old as he is, do you think he could still fuck somebody up?
Yes.
I feel like, I mean, although I'll say this, to the, like, if we're looking at Mike Tyson at 25 versus Mike Tyson now, which he's like 60, pushing 60. I can't remember. He's in his late 50s. And if I look at the amount of like how still good is he compared to when he was 25, I don't think Arnold Schwarzenegger is anywhere near where he was at 25 the way Mike Tyson is.
Well, I want to say this.
But
muscles don't equate strength in a fight. Muscles equate that you can pick stuff up and you know how to train a certain way. There's a bunch of people I know that look like Arnold or whatever and are incapable of maintaining a fight for any sort of time, or being even strong, or know how to throw a punch. And I know a bunch of dudes that look like guys. No,
Andre the Giant. Andre treated Schwarzenegger like a child.
I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger. I met him. Like I'm not like trying to talk shit, but like he's not that tall. You think he's huge? I saw him. I met him in like 2000.
He's only like 6'1"
or something like that. No, he's. I was taller than he was, and I'm not that tall. And I'm just saying that doesn't.
6'1", but you shrink when you get older. So,
well, all I'm saying is like I think Arnold Schwarzenegger for being what is he 71, some shit like that. Like he's probably pretty tough for a 71-year-old.
Oh yeah.
But
it's like when that dude drop kicked him in that competition in a foreign country.
That was
didn't
horrible.
Realize he got hit. He just thought somebody bumped into him.
I hate that dude. That was horrible. He was doing some charity thing. That dude.
The guy wanted him to buy wanted Schwarzenegger to buy him a Lamborghini. That's what the whole thing was about.
Wow. Wait, what is this? Oh, Tara's saying, remember the kid Tyson slapped around on a plane a while back? I do remember that.
Oh, I love that.
Fucking alone. He was like, he was intentionally antagonizing him. Like he was trying to get something to happen, and then you got the fucking shit smacked out of you. Like you deserve that shit.
Yep.
Do you think he just wanted the clout for saying I got knocked out by Tyson?
Yes, that's exactly what he was doing.
Or maybe he was hoping he could sue or something.
Yes.
Maybe,
I didn't think Tyson did anything wrong. Dude being dipshit, and he got put in his place.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good case of fuck around and find out.
Yep.
And you got to be really stupid if you want to fuck around with Mike Tyson and find out.
Yep. Play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Now, a while back, I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole of watching some of Tyson's, or little clips from some of Tyson's fights. Watching Tyson knock people down with body shots.
Yeah.
And then fuckers having, these are trained boxers that are having a hard time getting back up after a body shot. And it's like, yeah, no, I don't want to get hit by that.
I would have loved to have seen Mike Tyson versus Rocky movie.
Yeah, it's called Rocky 3.
Watch Rocky get his ass beat. Fuck. Anyway.
Or who's that? Andy Kaufman. Because he used to have this bit where he'd let anyone punch him in the stomach. He'd have like heavyweight boxer punch him in the stomach. He'd have this person, and then like a dude on the street. I forget who it was. If it was someone famous or like an actual boxer or fighter, if it was just some dude, knew that he had this bit where he would let anyone punch him in the stomach, and punched him in the stomach when he wasn't looking, hard enough that it like ruptured his spleen and like did internal damage, and he died in the hospital like a week later.
Holy shit!
Yeah, Andy Kaufman, look it up.
Yeah.
Why
Was it Andy Kaufman or was it Houdini? Because Houdini did that.
I think that was Andy Kaufman.
That's not how Andy Kaufman died.
Well, then maybe I have it mixed up. Maybe that was it Houdini? Okay.
Yeah, that's what killed
I think
Houdini.
it was Houdini. Yeah, he got punched in the stomach.
Andy Kaufman died of lung cancer.
Well, I have that.
It was a real strong punch. He got the lung cancer.
But yeah, Houdini had that.
Okay.
That's a
Sorry, I thought it was Andy Kaufman. My bad.
The cancer.
I'm like, the comedian was letting professional.
Because he used to do those fucking like celebrity wrestling matches.
I mean, I knew that, but okay.
And he would do like physical combat. And I thought part of it was he'd let people punch him.
Hey, you know what? I missed a celebrity death match.
Oh, dude,
They got
that shit was
back when
funny.
MTV was a good channel.
Exactly.
Oh man, I used to watch that and like laugh so hard.
I remember
That
when
shit was
MTV
brutal,
actually had
too,
music videos on it.
Yeah, same here.
You old
Petridge Farm
bastard.
remembers.
You got to be old as shit to remember that. Like seriously, because you had to be to remember that you had to be at least like 10 to 12 years old to even give a shit about MTV, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means you're old if you remember that.
Well, that's the entire
I
thing.
am.
Of, like, the original Beavis and Butthead, they would sit there. Most of it was just them watching music videos and comment.
Well, excluding Jolly, I think we're all pretty old.
Jolly does not even know what MTV is.
Is that a venereal disease?
It probably
Maybe.
nowadays it probably is. If you look at all the
Yeah.
shit they're pumping out, it's the TV equivalent of a venereal disease. But yeah. So Jolly, I got a question for you because we talked about this last week. But you weren't here last week. Fuck you.
I'm sorry, I was in Georgia petting capybaras.
Capybara.
They're like
You were-
giant hamsters.
Google
And
capybara.
you were petting who? You have a
capybara.
girlfriend?
I thought he was talking about petting somebody.
Kathy Barra. What?
Who's Kathy
Yeah.
Barra?
Kathy Barra.
Is that your girlfriend?
Cappy.
Oh, you caught Captain America?
No, Captain America wouldn't let anybody pet him.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
it is
Maybe
John.
Peggy.
Jolly's pretty cute. I'm just saying. He might be like, oh, it's a little boy. I don't know.
Somebody-
I mean, if it was Batman,
Burritos, not a big deal.
Jolly. We know how much
I was
Jolly
thinking maybe it
loves,
might have been a
how much
reunion or
Batman
something.
loves the young boys in tights. So just stay away from Bruce Wayne, Jolly. He's gonna have you sliding up and down on his pole.
Or I get
I'll
murdered
shove
by
it.
a washed-up comedian. One of the two.
It's true. It's true. But anyway, no, Jolly. You last week, you went and saw Barbenheimer,
Yes.
and I saw half of that. I saw half of Barbenheimer, and then I saw half of the other half of Barbenheimer. What I mean by that is I saw all of Oppenheimer, and then I tried to watch Barbie and couldn't get much more than like 30 or 45 minutes into it, and I was bored to shit. And it sucked. It wasn't even the woke shit in it that that's what I'm hearing everybody complain about. It just wasn't a good movie at all. It completely lost my interest. I couldn't sit through the whole fucking movie.
Did you watch it in theaters or at home?
At home.
Okay.
I'm not paying money to go see fucking Barbie. Oppenheimer, I went to the movies to see, and it was like the best fucking movie so far this year. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Fantastic. It was great. But since you're our little movie school dropout, I mean, you didn't drop out, but you know what I mean.
Might as well have.
Movie school dropout.
You probably should have. You probably
That
should
should be a
have
channel,
gotten a different-
actually.
probably gotta get
What
a
is
different
the
degree,
synopsis about what is the Barbie movie even about? Like, what's the
Okay,
story?
so here's what I saw in the first 30 to 45 minutes. Barbie lives in Barbie land, and then one day Barbie starts having problems, like her shower is cold, and she can't put on her high heels anymore because her feet are now flat, and like weird shit like that. So all the other Barbies, they're all fucking named Barbie, and all the different Kens are all named Ken, are like, ew, you're gross now. And somebody says she needs to go talk to the weird Barbie that lives on the hill. She goes and talks to the weird Barbie that lives on the hill, who tells her, well, if you're having problems, if you're having Barbie problems, you got to go to the real world and find your owner, because that's the little girl that plays with you as a doll. And that means if you're having problems, she's having problems. So you have to go find her to help her. And I got as far as they had made it to the real world, her and Ken, and gotten arrested a couple times. And then I think I got to the scene where Barbie finds the little girl who's her owner.
Oh, she goes to the high school?
At a school cafeteria. And I literally fucking stopped watching in the middle of that scene.
You missed the patriarchy.
Yeah, I must have missed it. That movie bored the fuck out of me. Like, I even, you know, again, I was willing to watch this movie and be like, oh, okay, there's going to be a bunch of woke shit in it, whatever. I just want to see what the deal is with this fucking movie. Like, what's it about? I couldn't get through it. Like, it was so fucking boring. There was nothing interesting that was happening in it at all. It was not entertaining. It was not well done. There was nothing good about this movie from any perspective, much less the fucking woke shit. So, Jolly, I would like to get your opinion on Barbenheimer.
I mean, I had a great time with Barbie. I saw it seeing it in theaters does make a big difference for that film.
Why? Have you watched it at home?
No, but
then you wouldn't know, would you? Then you wouldn't know.
Okay, you're saying it's bad watching it at home. I'm saying it was good seeing it in
comment from the record.
What judge is here? Oh, this isn't a trial. This isn't a trial. It's just a hearing.
Yeah.
All right, Senator, what's your Strauss? Calm down now. I had a good time with it. The best part about it is not Barbie, it is Ken. Ryan Gosling is the best part of that movie because he's incredibly funny. Especially, okay, so you missed it, but part of the film is, and I don't think anybody here cares about spoilers for Barbie.
Nobody gives a shit about Barbie spoilers. Go ahead.
Okay, so Honda, kind of to answer your question, part of the issue is that Barbie Land is a matriarchy. Like all the women all the Barbies are in charge. They're all the president. They're all the Supreme Court. They're all the they're everybody. The Kens don't do anything really. They're just kind of there. Like stereotypical Ken, Ryan Gosling, his job is literally beach. He doesn't have a job. Like he just exists at the beach. But so when he goes to the real world, he goes and he figures out that, oh, the real world is a patriarchy. Though he takes it at the most like absurd face level value and goes back to Barbie Land and tells everybody. And it primarily involves wearing Minsk, like the fur coats, leather pants, and a lot of horse references. Okay. Like he thinks horses is the predominant factor of the patriarchy.
Got to have a horse. Can't be a real man without a horse.
Yeah, and he calls the houses Mojo Dojo.
So you're saying it is. You're saying it is at least mildly entertaining.
It's funnier once you get back. Yeah, once Ken takes over. Like that's where a lot of the humor is.
Okay. I might try and watch it again at some point. I can just say.
And you also didn't get to Will Ferrell.
By the way, how far? I told you where I stopped. How far into the movie is that?
So when she speaks to the girl in the cafeteria, within 10 minutes is when she actually goes to the Mattel corporate headquarters and meets Will Ferrell, and Ryan Gosling goes back to Barbie Land. Like another 15, 20 minutes, you would have been that starts happening.
But did I even make it to the halfway point of the movie?
Kind of shy of the half point.
Okay. Well, that's when it lost me. That's when it lost me and my wife.
You were like 2/5 in.
Both of us were out. We got to that point, and I was like, man, this movie's not really doing anything for me. And I looked over at my wife, and she's like, yeah, I'm not even paying attention anymore. She's just playing on her phone. Like, she didn't give a shit. So, and she was more excited to see it than I was.
Yeah. I will say.
Funny how Jolly's takeaway is that the best part of the movie was Ken.
That's actually a very common criticism of the movie. Like, people are saying is that Ryan Gosling might get nominated for an award, but Margot Robbie isn't.
So what
you
you're
don't
saying
think-
is the best thing about Barbie is Ken.
Yeah, because so the whole movie
Okay,
is
so
a
we
common-
so we can all sit here and say the best thing about women is men. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean that
that's-
doesn't.
It's
I mean
actually
that
a
seems
pretty.
to. I mean if what I'm hearing is correct, this movie just cements that men are better than women.
It
Is
tracks.
I mean,
It does
No,
track.
because the
This
best
is-
thing about G.I. Joe is Lady J. I mean, come on, guys, or Scarlet. You know, we could debate that for hours, but
yeah,
Well,
I like this man's.
and they were
logic.
the best thing once everybody was in their bunks, and yeah. Anyway,
I can't believe
about
Ryan
Barbie?
Gosling went from Gray Man to Barbie.
Oh, we don't talk about Gray Man.
why not? That movie's fucking great.
Yeah, that was a great
Horrible.
movie.
The internet.
Why
has
do
agreed
dudes
that
better
it's
at
awful.
everything though? Like, honest question. Like, even like chess and things that don't, like, interior designers. The best interior designers are gay men. You know, like the strongest person, man. Fastest person, man. Fastest person in a vehicle, man. Even though,
Most beautiful woman in Nevada, man.
Dang it, got it this year.
I'm just saying, why? Why is that?
I don't know.
Is it because like oppressive men are holding like potential women
No.
who would be better at us down and not letting
You know
them?
what it is. You know what it is. No, I mean honestly, it's history. It's primarily things that we use to judge, whether it be types of competitions or anything like that. The things that we use to judge the intelligence or ability of human beings were things that were created by men, dominated by men, specifically cater to men's strengths. So it's like look at all of women's sports. They're all sports that were created for
Let me
men.
throw a hole in that theory right now. Math exists in the universe. It is just intrinsic in life and the way that things work. And the best mathematicians, the ones on the cutting edge of math, all dudes.
Well, that's true, but like historically, the reason for that is first of all, up until
Well, women
historically up until about 100 years ago, nobody knew a fucking thing about math except for a handful of people sprinkled throughout history that actually bothered to pay attention to it. And the only people throughout history that bothered to pay attention to it were people that had the time and the luxury to be able to do that and didn't have to work in a field or raise children. So only
did they
hold
start
on,
doing that
you
100
made
years
your
ago?
point. I'm going to make my point. So historically, only well-off men ever found themselves in a position to be able to partake in any sort of vocation or hobby which allowed them to further math for the human species, right? Historically. So really math as a worldwide thing that was available for both men and women to learn equally has only been around for about 100 years.
Right. And every single person who's alive today who knows any math at all is less than 100 years old. And yet today, right now, every single
that's what I'm
person,
saying. Yeah.
every single one of them who's like the most advanced math person is fucking. I'm sure you could come up with an example, right? But that's the point.
I'm sure there are some really. I'm sure there are some really great female mathematicians. It's just probably on a factor of like 100 to 1 versus men.
Speaking of mathematicians, do you remember Wendy from Wonder Years? She grew up to be a renowned mathematician.
Mm-hmm.
Like my sister, for instance, is a electrical engineer, right? Really smart, really hard math. Went to like a really tough school, an engineering school, blah blah blah, and is like the only girl that she knows who works in that field.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, there are a lot of things, not just necessarily about the skill itself, but sometimes the personality types and attitudes and persuasions of personality that it takes to be in certain fields, not just the knowledge of the field itself, but the ability to maintain and be willing to go into certain fields. There are some fields that men are just better at, just like there are some fields that women are better at. And when it comes to, and this has been all proven, when it comes to like math and sciences and things, the personality traits that tend to make somebody more likely to go into those fields and then maintain in those fields. In other words, stay in it long enough to be really, really, really good. Men have more of those personality traits than women do.
Okay, let me blow another hole in that. Women traditionally, right, are the teachers. They're like predominantly, not exclusively, but predominantly the majority of the women of the teachers are women, right? So you would think by your logic, by your like method that you just went through, that because women have had the time over generations to develop this and be better at it, that they would be the better teachers. But I will tell you from my own personal experience, the best teachers that I've had, all dudes.
Well, for you, yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
But like, and Travis, I'm sure you could speak to this. The majority of teachers who stay in the field long enough, get awards, get notated for doing some amazing things are usually women, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I'll just be honest. When I graduated from Teachers College, there were 2 males that were graduating with Spanish endorsements, myself and one other guy, and probably 15 females. And that was early 2000s. So like 2001, you know? So I don't know if those things have changed.
Yeah, I'm just saying, and to me, it's less about
the majority, the vast majority.
For me personally, what I'm saying is it's less about, and they do like psychological studies on personality traits that have proven this. It's less about that women are just better at being teachers and men are just better at being mathematicians. A lot of it has to do with that there are ways in which men are better suited to go into the field of mathematics or engineering, and women are better suited, but through personality traits, to be teachers. Therefore, most really good, really well-respected teachers are women, and most really good, really well-respected mathematicians are men, just because the pool is going to be higher in those two professions of men and women. There's a higher pool, for a higher likelihood of most of the really good mathematicians being men, because the pool is much higher. There's a higher likelihood of finding really good female teachers because the pool of female teachers is a lot higher than the pool of male teachers.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that at all. Yeah.
But I would still say, and this is my own experience, my own lived experience, so it's not statistics or anything like that, that the hands down the best teachers that I learned the most from, that were the most engaged with the class, that didn't have mood swings or off days or things that they fucking couldn't control, that fucking had their shit down and held it down the entire fucking year, every single one of them was a dude.
And maybe you feared them and respected them a little bit more. I know that's my situation with a lot of the teachers that I had growing up. Now, I've had good female workhorse teachers, you know, just going through high school and through college, but I don't disagree with Honda at all. I think he's right.
And of the teachers that I've had that were like shitty, who didn't give a fuck, who like took things out on you, who had like problems with people in the class, who had petty disagreements, who would grade your things unfairly, who would discourage you, every single one of them was a female.
Well, talk about like female mathematicians. There's quite a few famous ones though, like Mary Winston, Mary Kenneth Keller, Ida Rhodes, Grace Hopper, Heidi Lamore, the actress, brilliant person. Ada Lovelace.
Marie Curie, the gals that landed the Apollo mission, you know.
Mary Winston was part of the Apollo mission.
Well, everyone talks about how smart Mary Curie was or whatever. She died because of radiation poisoning, right? Am I thinking of the right person?
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, but she was
because she took her fucking radioactive material home and hid it under her pillow at night and slept on it. Like, yeah, real fucking smart.
Hey, come on, Honda. We all played with Mercury when we were kids.
They didn't know what they were going to do, was the thing.
We had Mercury in science class.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to do, so I'll hide it under my pillow.
The Ada Lovelace
Look,
from the very first computer programming languages.
Well, you know,
how did we get here on the Geek Chat, people?
Well,
although I guess talking about math,
if you go by that standard too, though, Thomas Edison blinded himself by shooting himself in the eyes with X-rays over and over.
Yeah.
because he didn't know what it's going to do.
Did you know how modern soda was created? And what I mean by that is like Coke, Dr. Pepper, all that kind of stuff. Do you know how that was created?
When he created his medicine?
Well,
cocaine in it?
Not sort of. It was originally created. I forget the guy's name. I'm completely blanking. Back in the 1800s, because he was highly addicted to opium. He couldn't survive without it, and he was desperate to find anything that would help him that he could come up with. And he mixed cocoa leaves and the cola with a K, cola nut, which is where the name Coca-Cola comes from. It's coca leaves and cola nut, and flavored it with seltzer water and a bunch of other flavors. And he was trying to make he was trying to create something that would help him get unaddicted to fucking opium. He was he was completely fucked. He could not survive without it. He was always fucking high, and he was desperate to get off the shit. And that's how he created it, because he was a fucking raging drug addict.
They should have just given him fentanyl.
So he created Coca-Cola, and then we now all drink it with dinner.
And now America is the leading country in diabetes. Thanks, guy.
Diabetes, take the wheel.
Thank you for passing on yet another addiction, because you didn't want to deal with yours, you fuckwit.
Right.
Anyway.
I dropped in the private chat, if you want something geeky, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is coming out. I think this is a promotional item for it.
Okay, is that an Xbox controller?
Yes.
Is it an why is he putting perfume in an Xbox controller? Oh, it's a pizza scented Xbox controller accessory.
So it's like a diffuser or something?
Yes, it's a diffuser, and they sell pizza scent.
Wow.
I mean,
okay.
They put diffusers in high-end cars, so why not Xbox controllers, you know?
Or you could just buy a pizza. I mean, you could do that, I guess.
I mean, all of our controllers smell like pizza in grade school.
Yeah.
That's true, because we didn't
all
want
kinds of crap in your buttons for the Nintendo, the NES.
Yeah. You had to take a paper clip or like a note card and scrape it all out.
Oh yeah, get the Totinos out of there. Yep.
Ghost Shadow in the chat says my worst teacher was a guy who admitted he was a member of the KKK. Sounds like a pretty bad teacher.
That's rough, buddy.
Today we got a history lesson, children. It's like
Yep.
He just turns
everyone put on your white hoods.
He just turns into
Going
the
on a
mom.
field trip. Don't forget the torches.
Uncle Ruckus's mom from the Boondocks.
Christ. Anyway, okay, we do got some other things to talk about here this eve. There was no movies that came out this week, so I didn't watch shit. So I don't know if there's any movies or anything. Did anything actually come out this weekend?
I don't think so.
Jolly, don't you know everything about movies?
Nothing came out this weekend. Next weekend is TMNT.
Which I don't give a shit about. So,
okay. Speaking of movies, do you think everything's getting delayed?
What do you mean?
Oh, they're talking about pushing like Dune 2 to next year because of the
Why?
writers, because of the Actors Guild strike.
So the movie's already done.
No. They can't promote it.
So
they're worried they're going to lose money. Like Zendaya has a new movie coming out called Challengers. It's already gotten pushed back because she can't promote it. She can't.
Who
do
gives
interviews.
a fuck
She
if
can't-
the actors promote it? Play the goddamn trailer, and everybody will know it's coming. I don't give a fuck if the actors promote it.
No.
but they're putting a little bit too much over emphasis on like who gives a shit about actors promoting stuff.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about the actors promoting anything.
People are laughing at the Screen Guild, the strike. So I don't think people give a shit if they go promote their movies.
Yeah. You want to get me to be less interested in Dune Part 2? Fucking delay it. And that's less likelihood I'm going to go to the movies to see it. So I guess, yeah, if you want to it'll affect your movie if you delay it. That's for goddamn sure, but not the way you think it's going to.
It's like they delayed Aquaman 2. It's like even more. It's like, It's already been delayed.
And now I am less interested in seeing it.
Exactly. And nobody gives a shit if Amber Turd is promoting a movie.
No.
There's like 5 million signatures on a petition to have her removed from the movie.
That movie was supposed to come out. Wasn't Aquaman originally supposed to come out like last, holiday season?
Yes.
Because it was supposed to come out before The Flash.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm now less interested in seeing that fucking movie. So I don't know what the fuck they think they're going to do. It's not going to make the movie more popular if you fucking delay it. Okay, it's already going to have been 2 years since the last Dune movie. Okay? Like, you're not making it more popular by delaying the fucking movie coming out.
And I didn't really give a crap about the first one.
They're also scared because they're going to run out of movies to show, so they also think about spacing things out.
Here's a brilliant idea for them. Go back and remaster some older movies that people actually give a shit about and put them out.
But here's the thing about it, though. Okay, so let's say, we're going to have a spot of no movies, right? So we can either delay a bunch of movies that people are looking forward to, thus making them less interested in seeing it when we eventually do release it, a la Black Widow. Or we can just release all the movies like we were going to, take a chance that we might have a couple of pockets of maybe a month or two here and there where no movies get released, but nobody was expecting movies to be released during that time anyway. People are already expecting Dune to come out or, Aquaman, whatever the fuck it is, right? They're already expecting those movies to come out. So anybody who is excited enough to see these movies is looking forward to them at the time they were announced. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're going to reduce the amount of money you're going to make on these movies for really no payoff. It's not like you're filling that gap in with something else. You're still going to have periods of time where you don't have any fucking movies at the theater. Whether you do it now or later is not going to affect that. You only have a X amount of movies to release in X amount of time. Delaying the movies you do have just makes people less excited to see those movies. Leave them on the schedule. Leave them where they are so people can see them when they expect to fucking see them.
Yep.
The only thing new out right now that I'd care to see, and it's not a movie, it's that TV series Twisted Metal.
Yes! I was going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it right fucking now.
I haven't started watching it yet, but by the previews, it looks pretty fucking good.
I
love the fucking video games.
Backstory here, I have no stake in Twisted Metal. It's a game I may have played a couple of times. It was not a game I ever got into. It's not a game I give a shit about. I mean, I know what it is, but that's it, right? So I had no expectations of this show going in other than I saw the trailer, and the trailer looked good. Right?
Back in the day, that was basically Sony's like Sonic the Hedgehog, and before the
and I get it, but I just never gave a shit about that game.
Yeah.
So I had no expectations other than the trailer looked good. Whatever, went to go watch this movie or show. It's 10 episodes. They're roughly about 25 minutes each, give or take. So we're talking like 5 hours of content. It's not a lot. I watched it over the course of Thursday and Friday. Watched the whole thing. I got to say, I absolutely fucking loved it. It was fucking great. Like, again, I don't give a fuck about the game. I don't care. But it was like way better than I thought it would be. It was way better than I thought it should be, considering it was based on a fucking video game. Anthony Mackie is fucking fantastic. This show is fucking is like perfectly equal parts of like ridiculous fucking like grindhouse level violence with humor and a great fucking soundtrack of songs pulled from the 90s and early 2000s. Like, it's just a lot of fucking fun. I highly recommend you watch this show. It was just great. And here's one of the things about it, too, was like, in a show like this, where, like, okay, so it's based on a video game, right? So Either every episode, because Twisted Metal was kind of like a car tournament, right? You know what I mean? So either every episode is going to be a new reason to have a car tournament, right? Or every episode is going to be boring as fuck. Well, somehow they managed to make only the quote-unquote car tournament part of this entire season basically half of the last episode. Yet, there was not a bad episode in the bunch. Like, every episode was awesome. Every episode...
Was any of it quote-unquote corny?
Corny?
Yeah, corny.
I mean, it's definitely Grindhouse inspired as far as like the violence and like kind of over the top gore and violence kind of stuff. It's a typical like post apocalyptic Grindhouse movie.
It's tongue in cheek,
but not
like
corny.
it knows what it's doing.
Yes, but it's not corny.
Okay.
It's not like fucking Sharknado or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not corny.
Yeah.
But it also does know what it is, but it's done really fucking well.
I was just worried how they would translate, throughout all the games.
I mean, that's the thing.
Like 4 or 5, and put it into a show.
Not knowing the games, because like I said, I think I played the first one a few times. It wasn't my type of game. I never got into it.
To me,
I don't know. I'm sure there was a bunch of stuff in this show that if you played the game, you're like, oh, that character or that car or whatever the fuck. I'm sure.
Right.
I didn't pick up on any of that because I don't know enough about the games to pick up on it. All I know is that it was
Flame Truck with the clown head, the flaming clown head. That's their main character in the games.
Yeah, Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth is in every episode. I think he might not be in the first episode.
So, pro tip to win at Twisted Metal 1 or 2, all you need is a cop car with a lightning bolt to come out of the top. You just drive around and catch everybody when you drive by them. That's all you ever had to do. So,
well, like the cops, there are cops in the show, and they're like a whole other fucking group that like controls the highways. And then there's Sweet Tooth, who like starts off in Vegas, and like I don't want to give anything away, and I'm sure a lot of it has nothing to do with the fucking game, because I mean, unless the game has way more story than I'm giving it credit for, what I remember of Twisted Metal, it was not known for its like deep, encompassing, well-written storyline of why these people are fighting.
No, you just blow shit up in the game.
Huh?
You just blow shit up in the game.
Yeah, exactly. So they had to create a story as to what makes this world interesting, and I think they fucking nailed it. So again, if you played the game, go watch the show. You'll probably pick up on a lot of stuff I didn't, but even if you haven't played the game, go watch the fucking show, man, because it was great. Like, I genuinely loved the show. Like, I think I'm gonna see if my wife wants to watch it. I'm gonna watch it again with her. Like, I really like it. Was just fun, man. There's never a bad episode. It never slows down. There's no part of it where even in just about anything, any show, right? There's always that one episode that just like nothing really happens, or it's kind of boring or whatever. Doesn't happen in this show. Every episode was fucking great. So it was really good, man. I think they did it's not one of those shows where a lot of times you'll hear me say like, oh, well, it was good, but like they could have made this a 2-hour movie instead of a 10-episode show. Like, no, man, it was great as 10 episodes. Like it needed.
Do you think it'll get a second season?
Oh yeah. It ends where there's going to be a second season.
Okay.
Yeah, and like, look, it's a solid full fucking 5 hours of fun. So, I loved it, man. It was fucking great. It was a great fucking show. And again, don't give a shit about Twisted Metal, but I don't think you have to like this show. So.
I'm looking at the soundtrack. It is solid, man. The
soundtrack's fucking awesome. It's like mostly
everything.
Yeah, it's mostly 90s music with a little bit of early 2000s sprinkled in.
They definitely know the demographic they're pushing it on too. It's all pretty much people our age that played the game 25
exactly.
years ago.
They're definitely with that music. They're definitely catering to people our age. They're catering to people in their 30s and 40s. with that soundtrack.
That's fine. I mean, we're one of the best generations, so it's not. It's not
I mean, Gen
we
X
built this place
for the
so
win.
There you go.
Sorry, Corey, don't mean to hurt your feelings.
Oh, shut
I
the
mean,
fuck
we
up.
were the
I'm
last
Gen X,
generation
so
that
shut
grew
up.
up riding our bicycles around, skinning our knees, not having cell phones or social media or fucking safe spaces. And
Unlike Corey's millennial generation.
I'm not a fucking millennial.
Yeah, you are, motherfucker, and you know you are.
Was he born after 1980?
Yep.
Yes.
Then you're a millennial. Sorry, bro.
No, they keep changing
Sorry,
that
Corey.
bullshit around.
Nah, they ain't changing nothing.
Yeah, they've changed it so many fucking times, and it makes no fucking sense. There's no way I'm part of
It's
that.
funny because they keep changing it, but yet I'm always Gen X.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
The only people that complain are the ones that keep falling in and out of Gen X.
I was born the same year as Matt, so I'm good too.
Yeah.
At least I can claim Zillennial.
Yeah.
At least they invented that term.
But millennials are going to be turning 30 next year at the latest. I mean, the last millennials that were born. So, I mean, that's 30s respectable. I mean, hopefully they're out of their parents' basements by then. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the next one? What's Jolly's Gen? Gen Y?
Gen Z is 95 to 2012, and Alpha, Gen Alpha is 13 to 2025. I've never heard of Gen Alpha.
Yeah, they restarted.
I guess so. I mean,
all over again. Fucking stupid.
Yeah. I wish they would have just gone like instead of Alpha, they do like
was
2A,
there a
2B.
Gen Y or Gen Y
No.
is millennials, right?
Yeah.
Gen Y is millennials.
No.
No.
The
Gen Y was
reinforce
before
to make
millennials.
Corey feel a little better. Originally, after Gen X, it was Gen Y. Then later on, they changed it to millennials.
It's true.
Ah.
Yeah. I remember that.
All I know is I'm Gen X and Corey's not, but
Is it sad that I want to be considered a millennial, not Gen Z?
No, it's not, because you're a good egg there, Jolly.
I'm trying real hard.
You know?
Yeah, the apple doesn't.
See, a lot of
fall
Gen
far
Zs were
from the
products
tree.
of Gen X's, right? I mean, when you think about it, they're
The good
children of
ones
Gen X.
don't want to be a Gen Z. They're like, no, I don't want to be part of this shit show.
That's why I really like the term Zillennial, because it really does encompass my life.
Yeah.
Of like, I grew up on the tail end of all of the millennial stuff, but I also can relate to the millennials or the Gen Z.
How old are you, Joey?
I was born in '99.
Oh.
Jolly, just like my Jolly, just like my other son, is like Anakin. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're both like Anakin Skywalker. It's that whole.
Oh, you didn't have a dad? You had mini chlorians that were your dad?
No, not like that. But that's good.
Well, in my case, yes, like, he wasn't there.
It's like that whole. It's like that whole. You know. Oh well, we. You know. I want to be a millennial. I want to be a '90s baby. Well, you were born in '99, so you know, we grant you we grant you a spot on the council, but you're not a master. Sorry,
you're not a master.
It's like
Padawan for at least another 10 years.
That's not fair. How can you be on the council and not be a master? Well,
shut
sorry.
up, go clean your room.
99. That's
Take
all.
a seat.
Be glad you're at least on the council and stop bitching about not being a master.
And go sweep the garage. We just got done changing the oil in the car.
Anyway, I see Old Man Butt Wriggles in the chat's like, where can one watch this? Twisted Metal is on Peacock, I think. If you have
it's
that,
a Peacock exclusive.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah,
I watched it
Peacock.
on F Movies, so you can watch it there. Just cause, and I have Peacock because we get Peacock free. I think we get Peacock free from some other thing. I can't remember if it's from Amazon or Walmart.com or something. We get Peacock free for something. I just don't like that Peacock has fucking commercials, so I watched it on F Movies, so I don't have commercials. But yeah, it's out there.
You know, speaking of Anakin Skywalker, you know the little boy that played him?
Yeah.
Oh, Jake, what's his face?
Yeah,
Jake
you know how he fucking quit everything at what, age 12, and then
started doing
later on
drugs
had a-
and all this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and now is a schizophrenic or whatever.
Yeah. Him and Edward Furlong should start we used to be famous when we were kids band together. And now we're
Right.
pieces of shit.
NPH.
Ah,
Does Neil Patrick Harris fit into that? that crew.
No, MPH is fucking still really popular. In fact, he's more popular today than he ever was as Doogie Howser.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although he was pretty popular as Doogie Howser, MD.
He was. And then he did go through a period of time where you didn't really see him in anything. And then what it is fucking Harold and Kumar brought him back. Like, that's what gave him cult status.
Or was it How I Met Your Mother? Was that before Harold and
No,
Kumar?
Harold and Kumar was first. Harold
It
and Kumar
was. Okay, I can't remember the timeline on that.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
Harold and
okay.
Kumar made him cult, but then like
How I Met Your Mother made him famous.
Made him
Dude, he was
mainstream.
freaking so funny
Yeah.
in that. Oh god.
Well, didn't Starship Troopers also help catapult him?
Yeah, but
forward as
that
well?
was like the only thing he was in for like 10 years. Like you didn't see him between the end of Doogie Howser, which was like 1990.
Plus, Starship Troopers was basically a failure of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a cult.
It got to be it's a cult classic now, but it was a failure when it came out.
Yeah, it didn't make money when it came out of the movie.
It's still better than the fucking spin-offs that they had, the sequels. Those sequels sucked.
Oh, well, no, because I loved Starship Troopers from the moment I saw it at the movies.
Yeah.
But it did not do well at the movies. Like
Every
it had
sequel of it,
it was later on when it went to like video and shit later on that it became a cult classic.
There's not a version of it besides the original that's good, though.
No, the two
only version of
sequels-
Starship Troopers that's good is the book.
The two sequels are really, really bad. Although the third one is significantly better than the second one. The second
Yeah,
one
I
is
agree with that.
Stop
There-
saying it, they're all
There
bad.
are some animated ones that's pretty good.
It's like compared to this fucking toilet, this food doesn't smell. No, it's
Yeah.
all smells
At
bad.
least, what I'll say is at least the third one brought back like Johnny and some of the characters from the original one, but now they're older and like Johnny's a colonel and all this shit. And it brought back some other characters, and then it played back into that like World War II kind of vibe that the first one had. Whereas the second movie was just a steaming pile of dog shit that was not good. The characters all sucked. Like it was just there was nothing redeeming about it. At least the third one you could watch with nostalgia glasses and see those characters and see that kind of World War II, would you like to know more type of vibe come back. Even though it's arguably not a good movie, at least you get a little nostalgia from watching that one. The second one's just horrible. So I'm not saying it's a good movie. I mean, I've only watched it like once, maybe twice, I think, maybe. It's not like a movie I go back and watch, but like the second one, like I unfortunately watched it one time and I refused to ever watch that piece of shit again. So, all right, there's another show I got to talk about here today that I watched. Most people have probably not heard of it. It's fine. I'm going to inform you. There's a show called The Crowded Room that was on Apple TV Plus. Not like I watch it on Apple TV Plus. I watch it on fucking F movies. But
Is that the new Tom Holland show?
Yeah, it's the new show
Okay.
with Tom Holland. It's 10 episodes. They're lengthy, meaty, hour-long episodes. It is essentially the retelling of the true story of the first guy that ever, well, I don't know if I want to say, just because I think for some people it might be a spoiler, because when you're watching the show, there are certain things you're not supposed to know from the beginning of the show. And it wasn't even, and they set it up that way on purpose because they didn't even show it in the trailers or anything. I knew what it was, but like, because it is a true story. So I don't know if I want to say what it is, because you're not supposed to know for like the first 2 or 3 episodes what's really going on. Like the show's set up that like in the episode 3 or something, or 4 maybe, I don't remember, like you're like, oh shit, that's what's going on. But it is a true story, and it was really good. Damn, now that I don't want to say that, I'm trying to figure out how I describe this fucking show. Does anybody care if I give the twist away?
Well, it's a crime drama show.
It's a crime drama show. Jolly, do you know what it is?
I looked it up on IMDb. I'm giving the
Okay,
very
so you know what I'm
loosest-
talking about. So, but you don't actually like find that out in the show until like the 3rd episode, maybe, or maybe it's the 4th. I can't remember. when you actually find out what's going on with this person. And so you're watching the first few episodes of this, and anyway, yes, it's a crime drama show. And
what's it called again?
It's called The Crowded Room.
Okay.
Now, I will say I figured out the twist at the end of the first episode. And I had not looked it up yet, so I didn't know what it was about. And at the end of the first episode, I was like, wait a minute. I know what's going on with that character right there. And so then I went and looked it up, and I was like, oh, and that's when I actually found out it was based on a true story. I didn't know it was a true story when I watched the first episode until I was done with it. And then I looked it up, and it said it was based on a true story. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I was like, oh, okay, now I see what's going on here. But if you keep watching the show as you're watching it, it's like in the third or fourth episode when they reveal the twist. But it was really good. I heard some people early on, like I guess because it's fucking, they're going back to this thing, which I don't know why, where streaming services are releasing one episode a week for some stupid fucking reason. I don't know why they're doing this. That's not why I fucking have your fucking streaming service, motherfucker. Drop a whole season for me. But whatever. So I guess when the show first came out, a lot of people didn't like the first episode. It got trashed in the first episode. This show got fucking trashed. I don't know why. The first episode was good, but people were saying it was a weird role for Tom Holland and all this shit. I thought it was fucking really well done. I thought Tom Holland, that's like, I mean, most people only know him from Spider-Man. He's done other things that I've seen him in, but this is like the level of acting he did in this series was fucking phenomenal. Like, it was really fucking good. The story itself, true story, kind of a crime drama with a twist. I don't know, man. It's not for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. It's not going to be for everybody. It's somehow like it's kind of a slow burn show, yet because of the twist, there's constantly stuff going on. Constantly characters and things and drama and all this stuff. I'm finding it hard to describe this show without saying the thing that I don't know if everybody wants to know. Although if you look it up online, you're gonna fucking know immediately. You know what I mean? Should I spoil it? Give me a vote in the chat. Should I spoil it? Hold on. I'm gonna put a poll up. Because it's really hard to talk about.
Is that a Donnie Darko kind of twist or a Secret Window kind of twist?
Donnie Darko twist? I mean, Donnie Darko, well, yeah.
That a mythological rabbit is haunting you? Like,
yeah, I'm trying to figure out that Donnie Darko twist.
I'm trying to think. This might be giving too much away to make this reference.
Like the fact he was dead all along and not really alive and seeing all that stuff?
Is it a M. Night Shyamalan twist?
No, because it's a true story, so it's not like crazy fucking twist or anything. It's not supernatural or any shit like that.
Shyamalan?
Lead on Steel in the chat says, well, Rotten Tomatoes folks hate it and the audience loves it, so that should tell you something. And that's kind of what I feel like. Like, it was really good, but I saw a lot of hate when the show first came out.
I think people were more reacting to Tom Holland's last couple roles, and they're like, oh, God, here we go again.
Oh, one of the things too, the reason why the critics could be painting it, Tom Holland's very outspoken that he hates Hollywood. He don't want to spend any time there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Have you seen that interview with him talking about that?
Yeah. He purposely like dodges anything. Like he's interested in like the making of movies and television, but he's like anything that's on the business side, he's like, nah, I don't touch it with a
even there's like people that were friends before and they got wrapped up in Hollywood. They're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
So
okay, we only got so many votes, but yeah, people want it spoiled in the chat. So okay, so the twist is that the character that Tom Holland plays has multiple personalities, and this is the true story of the first person in the history of the world that ever got off on a crime for being insane due to having multiple personality disorder. That's what this story is. It's the story of the first guy that ever like went to court and actually went at a time when that was not considered a real medical diagnosis. He actually like got put, instead of going to prison, he was going to go to prison for attempted murder. But instead he went to a mental health facility. And this is the story. It's his story from everything from when he's a kid, going forward several years, going through his life, going through the trial, the court, all the shit, what happened to him, how he ended up with multiple personality disorder, all that shit.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
You killed somebody,
Yes.
right? Now you're in court. Would you rather be convicted for the murder and spend the rest of your life in prison, or be adjudicated as mentally unfit to stand trial and therefore have to spend the rest of your life in a padded room with other mentally unfit people?
Nowadays, I'd rather be in a mental health facility.
Yeah.
Because the mental health facilities today are not like they were 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Plus,
They're
they don't
much
spit in your butt.
prison. Huh?
Plus, they don't spit in your butt.
That's true. They don't spit in your butt. They don't do fucking EST anymore, except in very, very rare occasions that have, there's a lot of shit. I'd much rather be in a mental health facility.
And also, if you go to a mental health facility, there is a possibility you can get out.
Yeah.
It may be 20 years, but you could get out versus capital murder or something.
And you're more than likely not going to get like raped and have your butthole spit in and have to drink toilet wine.
No, but you will be so fucked up on all kinds of different medications that you probably don't need, that they're just giving you for whatever. And so you'll
It depends. Yeah, it depends. I think you have a better. I think you have a better chance at getting at least some enjoyment out of your life in a mental health facility than you do in prison nowadays.
Have you been watching this Shabusiness trial?
The what?
Shabusiness is her name. It's like Adrian Shabusiness.
Oh, this dumb bitch! I am so tired of people bringing this dumb bitch up. Why are we talking about her? We're doing exactly what she wanted, which is giving her attention. Why all
I don't think she wanted attention.
She absolutely wanted attention.
She wanted to
wanted attention.
Get out of the house without getting caught for murder.
Wanted fucking attention. She wanted the attention. Granted, now she's getting it for a different thing, but the point is she wanted fucking attention, and everybody's giving it to her.
What did she want attention
stop
for?
Fucking talking about all this shit and just let her fucking go to prison for the shit she did. She's already going to fucking trial. Everybody should stop talking about it. There's no reason to give this woman attention. There's no reason to give this trial attention. She's fucking crazy. She made some shit up, lied to the cops, did all this shit.
No, she killed a dude while she was pegging him by strangling him from behind with a dog collar choke chain. And then dude's parents were home upstairs and she was like, oh fuck, how do I get away with this? I'm on a bunch of meth and stuff. And then cut up the body after having necrophilic sex with it, right? And then, got lazy because she ran out of meth or something and only took half of the body with her and left the other half of the body in, a fucking, Chinese takeout bag in the basement.
Oh, then this isn't the person I'm talking
about.
That's not
this pivoted real hard.
Somebody was asking me last night on the show about Shabusiness.
Yeah, that's Shabusiness.
And I said, who is that? And they're like, oh, that's the chick that lied to police and said she was kidnapped. And then it turns out she was pulling a Juicy Smollett. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I remember hearing about those.
Wait.
I thought that's who that was, because that's what somebody told me last night. That's who that was.
Well, they're wrong, because that's
wait, Matt.
Okay. Well, then I don't fucking know.
About, is that the person who claimed she got kidnapped on the side of the road?
Yes. And was saying it was white people that kidnapped her. She's trying to pull some big race thing.
Oh, that happens local to me. I actually know somebody who knows her family because I found out about it before.
That's the chick I'm talking about that doesn't need any fucking. We need to stop talking about her because she was trying to get attention and everybody's just fucking giving it to her. Okay, go on with your body chopping story because that one I don't.
I don't know if I want to.
That was it. She in her whole defense is why I brought this up.
Okay.
was that she was on so much meth at the time that she was insane and had no mental capacity to understand what she was doing or the ramifications of it, in spite of the fact that she like obviously did everything that she could to like cover up the crime and get away with it. I don't know. It's just
I don't think, and I may be wrong. Maybe if somebody knows more in the chat, I could probably Google it and find out. But I just don't want to because I'm lazy. I don't think anybody's ever actually gotten off of a crime for that. I don't think at the moment courts have considered, well, you fucked yourself up and did this horrible thing, therefore you can't be held accountable for what you did, because ultimately you did the thing that led to you being mentally.
Exactly. Like if you kill someone in your car, you can't use "I was drunk" as a defense.
Exactly.
It just goes down to manslaughter.
Yeah. It's like, well, no, you put yourself in the position to do that. You partook in whatever drugs or alcohol or whatever, so you caused the situation either way. You know.
Right. And if you strangle a dude to death with a dog collar while you're pegging him from behind, and don't stop when his face turns blue and he starts bleeding out of his ears and mouth, and then chop up the body to like hide the evidence near a sink so that you can wash all the blood away. Yeah. Fucked up, dude.
When are they going to make that movie?
And she killed him, right? And then after she killed him, she felt bad, so she cuddled with him for a while, and then S'd his D while he was D.
Question: was he cut up at this point, or was he still whole?
This was pre-cut up.
Okay, that's not better, but it's not worse.
Did she took his D after she had removed it from his body?
I don't know. She cut it off though and took it with her.
Yeah.
Like there's like she cut off a bunch of body parts and like put them in her purse or something, and then like a bunch of the other body parts, she's like, "Well, I'm done here," and just left them behind.
I saw a thing.
I just wonder what was on her eHarmony profile. She mentioned all that up front. That's kind of what she does.
Sir, she was clearly on FarmersOnly.com.
Highly rated on Tinder.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
And Duke's asleep when we're talking about, another dick peeling event.
He always falls asleep before the dick peeling. I don't know why.
No, I just woke up to this. Thank you. This is what I wanted to wake up to. I was like, what year is it? And I was like, oh, the penis got chopped off. And I was like, oh, this is where I wanted to be.
Back to sleep. I saw a thing. It's probably fake, but it was like wild screenshots.
We now return you to Bobbit, season 1.
And it was a girl. She said she used her DNA to test like who her dad was because she had never met him, and it turns out that he had died before she was born. She said it actually said he died several days before she was conceived, and she said, how is that possible? But then she figured out that her mom used to work in a morgue and got fired for inappropriately touching the bodies.
I feel like that's made up.
It probably is, but that's pretty funny.
Because there was a story, if I remember correctly, about a woman who worked at a morgue who got pregnant by a corpse, right? And got caught for it. And
Sounds
so
like shit that happens in Alabama.
I don't think they let her keep the baby. I think they made her abort it and they fucking put her in jail for necrophilia.
My question is, how long after death is any of those juices still good?
Apparently long enough.
Why do you want to know that?
I'm just curious.
He is in Alabama.
It wasn't the kind of thing that was ever covered in biology class. So
Look, I'm just saying, if we go to the Children of Men apocalypse, we whatever we can get here.
I want to start fucking them dead people to get that good sperm.
Yeah, they all got radiated. It's no
By
good.
the way, Children of Men for the win on the best dystopian future that is closest to reality in a sense of like, not that that's what's going on, but man, that's such a good reality.
That's one of those movies. Every time somebody mentions it, I tell myself, I need to watch that movie because I've only ever watched it once years ago.
What?
When it first came out, I watched it once, and I gotta say, let me just be real honest. When it first came out, which was what, like 2007 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't that impressed.
No,
and I've never gone back and watched it again.
It's better the second watch. It's better as some time has gone on. It is worth it, 100%. We should watch it. We should just watch it. That's what we should watch.
Watch party, man. Let's do it.
We should watch it. I like that.
I didn't much care for it either.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I remember seeing it the first time when it first came out, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't dislike the movie. It just really didn't, like, I don't know, didn't really do much for me. So I've never gone back and rewatched it. Yet now it shows up on, like, go look at, best sci-fi movies ever. It's always in the top 10. Like,
well, no, it is aged well.
Or, well, not, I guess not sci-fi movies, like the post-apocalyptic movies. You look at any of those lists, and it always shows up in like a top 10 list.
Very fitting.
I'll say Demolition Man should be the one that you talk about when you're like, oh, like crazy dystopian future movie that came out that got it right. I mean, everything but the 3 seashells and the fucking Taco Bell.
I mean, we ain't far off. I had
Taco Bell. It's not far off.
Everybody's now kind of, androgynous and wearing muumuus.
And they have like
crazy hair,
sex online with each other without touching, and everyone's offended by everything all the time. And like dudes dress like chicks, and
they do.
You got to cuss at the box to get fucking paper to wipe your ass with. So
if you say and if you say anything offensive, you get ticketed.
Yeah, straight to jail. Straight to jail.
Well, yeah, but when that movie came out, the thought that there would be words that could come out of your mouth that would end in like any kind of like social or financial ramifications for you was ridiculous. But now in today's age, if things come out of your mouth on a YouTube channel, you can get your channel a strike and not be able to stream for a week or 3 months.
Well, in the UK, they've arrested 3,300 people like last year for what stuff they said on social media.
Yeah, that's like more than any other country in the world for speech.
In Russia, the same year, they arrested like 330. The UK is more oppressive than Russia.
And people who want to eat a real meat burger have to live underground to enjoy it. We're not far from that, by the way. By the way, if you don't like eating bugs, it's racist. Have you heard this one? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to turn this into a political chat, but it's just funny. Yeah, I don't know exactly how, but apparently it is.
I guess I'm a racist then.
If you don't want to eat bugs, it's racist.
Well, I mean, that's how they get you to go along with anything, right? If they've learned, and it has worked up until now, anyway, that you use the R word and you get what you want. You call someone the R word, they back down. And it works. It does work, unfortunately.
I saw one the other day. It was people who are sensitive to certain smells are more likely to be racist.
What are the smells?
Because, well, no, it's just like if you're sensitive to smells, if you stay away from people because they might smell bad or whatever, because you're sensitive to smells, that's a sign of being, I guess, I forget how they put it, but essentially you're too white. And therefore, people from other cultures and ethnicities, their smell might offend you. Therefore, that's just like bred in. That's like bred in racism if you're sensitive to smells. To which I immediately told my wife, because she's ridiculously sensitive to smells and fucking hates any odor that's too strong. And I went and told her, I said, guess what? Did you know you're racist? And she went, what? And I said, yeah, you're racist because you apparently are just way too white. And it's been bred into you that you're so white that you're racist. To which she laughed and I laughed, and we had a good time because, for those that don't know, my wife is Hispanic. So that's kind of fucking funny.
Well, Matt, you did breed your whiteness into her.
Well, yeah, but that'd be one thing if like my kids were very sensitive to smells, but they're not. I know this because they don't like to fucking shower. So apparently it doesn't bother them at all.
Well, I think
I just put them with the hope.
Justifying people shitting in the streets of San Francisco.
No, No,
Let's
it's
not
the
fix
time
it.
of
Let's just say
year.
everybody's racist. They don't like shit. Smell of shit.
Everything's racist, people. Everything's racist. All right. That's enough political talk here. We do that enough throughout the week. This is supposed to be Geek Chat. That's literally all we do throughout the week, dude. Okay, we're going to do a bracket today of modern World War II movies. We were supposed to do this last week, and I just didn't get around to finishing my list. This week, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And we're going to try and get through it quickly here. Okay, so we're going to do a bracket of modern World War II movies and see where we come out here on this one. Okay, now I strictly went with the classics here. Okay, I could only come up with 15 because there's some I just haven't seen. I know some people are going to be pissed. What about like Das Boot? I've never fucking seen it. I'm not going to put it on the list if I've never fucking seen it. Okay, I've never seen Das Boot. I know Daniel the other night, if he's here tonight, was all like, Das Boot better win. Bitch, I've never seen the movie. So it's not going on my list. Do your own list. Okay? So I've got Hacksaw Ridge, Pan's Labyrinth, Jojo Rabbit, Monuments Men, Dunkirk, Imitation Game, Schindler's List, Defiance, Escape to Victory, Thin Red Line, Valkyrie, and Glorious Bastards, Fury, Enemy at the Gates, and Saving Private Ryan. And what I mean by modern World War II movies is anything made from 1980 forward. We're also going to do a classic World War II movie bracket, which is basically going to be anything between the 1940s and the end of the 1970s. Okay? These are two different brackets because there's so many fucking good World War II movies. I'm breaking it up. This is the modern one. Okay? Everybody understand the rules? We've done brackets many, many, many fucking times. And no, Dom, 1917 was not World War II.
Oh, my God.
That would be a different bracket. That would be a World War I bracket.
What about Sisu?
I was talking about fucking. It's a little new. Not everybody's seen it, so I didn't want to put it on there. Although it's fucking phenomenal. I knew not everybody had seen it, so I didn't want to put it on the list because it literally just came out last month. I had somebody ask me, what was it? We Were Soldiers. Somebody's like, "Are you going to put We Were Soldiers on the list?" I'm like, "Of World War II movies? No, I'm not, because that was the Korean War." Anyway, Dom says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm asleep." All right, so we're going to run through this. I think we can get through it quickly. But, yeah, like I said, I could only come up with 15, so we're just jumping straight to this one. Pan's Labyrinth versus Jojo Rabbit. We will start with Travis. Go.
Yes, let's go with Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth. All right, Jolly. Jolly, the movie expert who literally went to film school. Would you like to add your opinion to this? Are you eating ramen noodles again, fucker? All right, Jared, go.
We'll go with Pan's Labyrinth.
All right, Duke.
Oh, easy. Jojo Rabbit.
All right, Corey.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Tim.
I have actually not seen either one of these movies.
Wow. All right, do you want to give your vote to somebody or just pass?
You take it.
Okay. Honda. Honda and Jolly are both eating ramen noodles right now. Apparently. So I'll put my 2 votes to Jojo Rabbit, but that, because Honda and Jolly have not voted, ties us up at 3-3, which means I have to send it to the chat. So here we go. All right. So I'm going to send that to the chat while we, I think I spelled it wrong, but whatever. While we go to the next one here, we will start with, once again, Travis. We got Monuments Men versus Dunkirk.
Yes, I will go with Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
2 good movies.
I assume Jolly's not back yet.
Up, but yeah.
So we'll jump to Jared.
Dunkirk.
Duke.
Dunkirk, without a doubt. Mine's been as dumb.
All right. Sleepy? Mr. Ginger? Corey?
Dunkirk.
Tim?
I'm actually going to go with Monuments Man.
All right. Honda's probably still eating ramen noodles, much like Jolly. So I would go Monuments Men because I just don't like Dunkirk. But Dunkirk took that one. We're going to call it Dumbkirk. I'm sorry, man. I don't know. I put it on, like, it could, like, I'm going to do it right.
The audio for it was amazing. That was some of the
been
most
so good. Like,
Yeah.
it's a fucking great story. I think that Nolan fucked up how good that movie could have been by doing that whole 3 different timelines thing. It just completely took me out of the fucking story in the movie. It was just so it's such a good story unto itself. It didn't need a hook. It didn't need a twist, which I know that's what Nolan's known for, and I get it. I just don't think it did any service to that story. So, whatever. All right, now we can go back.
I totally agree.
All right, in poll. So Pan's Labyrinth won this first one. All right. All right, here we go. All right, on to Imitation Game versus Schindler's List. We'll start with me this time. I actually like both these movies. They're both fantastic movies. I guess it depends on what mood I'm in. Fuck, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know which one I like actually better.
Imitation Game, was that the one where they were trying to get the decoder?
Yeah, that's the one where it's about the guy that I'm blanking on his name all of a sudden.
It had
He basically made the first computer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Schindler's List. I think overall it's a better movie. Tim?
Didn't IBM make computers for the Nazis so that they could keep track of the Jews?
No. Honda, are you back now?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your vote? Imitation Game versus Schindler's List.
You gotta go with Schindler's List, man.
All right, Tim.
Schindler's List.
All right, Corey.
Schindler's List.
Dude.
Good movie.
Easy. Come on, man. Schindler's List.
All right, Jared.
Schindler's List.
All right, Travis.
Schindler's List.
Is Jolly back yet? No. All right. Anyway, Schindler's List won that one. All right, on to Saving Private Ryan versus Enemy at the Gates. Duke, I know you like Enemy at the Gates and hate Saving Private Ryan, so I'll just go ahead and put you down for Enemy at the Gates, right, Duke?
Up 'em. No. But I'll be honest with you, though. Enemy at the Gates is still really good. That's a kind of I mean, it's cool that you put it on here, but like crappy that you put it up against Saving Private Ryan. I like Enemy at the Gates. It's not really factual. There's a bunch of stuff that didn't happen. But like that, like there's no reports of the Rush. There's reports of the Russians sending prisoners into minefields, but I've never read anything that talked about the guy with the rifle gets shot and you're behind him and you pick up his rifle. But that is a good depiction of like how messy it was. So I love Enemy at the Gates, but man, Saving Private Ryan, that launched a whole era of military movies and people who enjoyed that. And you know that they invited World War II veterans to watch the movie to honor them. And they never thought like, hey, this might not be a good idea.
It was too good.
Yeah, they were like crying.
Well, I mean,
and getting up and
it was
throwing up.
Saving Private Ryan that brought back, and I just realized I fucking.
I was about to say something. You said Ruan.
It was that movie that brought back the popularity of World War II stories.
Yeah.
So, all right, Saving Private Ryan. Travis, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll go with Saving Private Ryan.
All right, Jared.
Private Ryan.
Jolly, now that you're finally back and missed the first half of the
I
vote.
was putting up geese.
I don't need to know what you call it when you masturbate, okay?
They're wily. Saving Private Ryan.
All right. Duke. Oh, I already said Duke. He voted for
easy.
the case. Corey.
Saving Private Ryan.
Tim.
Saving Ryan's Privates.
Oh, that's a different movie. Honda.
Saving Private Ryan. Enemy at the Gates is a good movie, though.
It is.
I'm going.
And by the way, IBM did help the Nazi German government identify people by their ethnic group.
Oh, I thought you were talking about did they build them computers or some shit?
Well, they created a punch card system that was readable by a rudimentary computer-like thing that they were using back then. Yeah, it was like a filing card system that would allow you to bring up like the file of anybody who matches this particular thing if it's punched here, you know, and like all those cards show up. Yeah, like, and it was an IBM company started in 1933 with American money in Germany that helped them identify which people in Germany were Jewish and which people were not.
There you go.
There you go.
But just because it was used for something does not mean it was built for that purpose.
I just remember the dude's name, Alan Turing. Alan Turing.
Built for that purpose. It was in 1933. I mean.
All right, now we got Fury versus Inglourious Bastards. Honda, you go first.
Inglourious Bastards.
All right, Jolly.
No, this is a little. I'm gonna go Inglorious. I think it has like more legacy.
All right, Tim.
First off, fuck you for putting these two up against each other.
There are two Brad Pitt movies. That's why I put them up
Always
against
the sign of a good bracket comment there.
Yeah, and they're both really good movies, and this sucks because I really like them both.
The last good movie Shia was in.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Fury.
All right, Corey.
I agree with Tim. That shit, that's a hell of a matchup right there. But I'm gonna have to go with Fury as well because that's a really good movie. Inglourious Bastards is a damn good movie too. I just prefer Fury.
All right, Duke. And he fell asleep again.
Nope, I got you. Man, Fury, so good, so good.
Jared?
Inglourious Bastards is good, but man, it's got some dry.
Yeah,
no action.
Jared, can you hear me?
I didn't hear you before. Like,
Okay.
Fury.
Jolly.
I think I already went.
Oh, you already went. Never mind. Travis.
Yes, we'll go with Fury.
I should have just voted again. Sway the vote.
Yeah, I'm going Fury. I'm going Fury for one reason. I love both these movies. Fury is obviously much more of a realistic take on World War II. Inglourious Bastards is a heightened reality kind of fictionalized story. Yeah. Especially with the whole ending in the theater and everything, and they kill Hitler and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, Fury is much more of a realistic World War II story. All right, Valkyrie versus Thin Red Line. We will start with Corey, I guess, because he's the one that opened his mouth.
Damn. Both are good movies. I think I'd have to go with Thin Red Line.
All right. Jolly, have you seen these movies? Are you aware of what these movies are?
Yeah.
Or are you too young?
No, I'm aware. I'm going to go Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. All right.
I like 80% of Tom Cruise there.
All right.
If you catch my drift.
I do. Collector, Mr. Jared Express.
Thin Red Line.
All right. Duke.
Easy. Neither of these movies. I hate both of them. So.
You hate both these movies?
Okay, I'll give you this. I'll go Thin Red Line because Valkyrie wants you to have sympathy towards the Germans. So I walked out of Valkyrie out of protest.
Just principles.
Because it was stupid. Oh, not all the Nazis were bad. No, all the Nazis were bad. Thin Red Line.
All right. Tim?
Valkyrie.
All right. Honda?
I agree with Duke. Fuck the Nazis.
All right. That just leaves me. I actually like Valkyrie better.
I am so not surprised.
Matt,
I
Thin
love
Red Line for
when
me on that one.
Oh, that's right. Thin Red Line.
I got looked over.
Forgot
Yeah, I'm gonna
Travis.
do. Yeah. Yep.
Look at that. I mean, it's such a German Nazi thing to do, was to look over my dude,
Yeah.
Travis.
Yeah, when you're counting everybody's votes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
my
really
grandpa's
love-
German. Matt, he said thank you. So yes.
Yeah.
I really
Das
love
ist not
whenever we
gut.
do these brackets, somebody takes like a really hard line stance against something and it's like real indignant about it, and then the immediate next vote is for that movie.
Oh, we've had some epic arguments in these things, like screaming
Yep,
over
we
candy
have.
bars and guns. It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Last one in this first round. Escape to Victory versus Defiance. Now, I have to ask the question because I've mentioned this movie before in this chat, and people have told me they don't know what the fuck Escape to Victory is. Does everybody in here know what Escape to Victory is?
I just looked it up. I don't know what it is.
Nope.
So it's a movie from 1980. It was
Oh,
probably
man.
the first World War II movie I ever saw, starring Pele, the soccer star, Michael Caine, and it's got Sylvester Stallone in it.
Max von
And
Sydow or whatever. Yeah.
And it's just the story of how some people during World War II were forced to play soccer against the German team. They were, they were held captive, and how they planned an escape during a big soccer game. It's actually a really good movie.
I have a question.
Yes,
How is The Great Escape not on this movie, on this bracket?
because it is a classic. In other words, it came out
Oh,
before
okay.
1980.
Oh, I did not see the modern thing. Okay.
Yeah, well, because I explained it at the beginning, but you weren't here. And so you didn't hear my explanation for how these are movies from 1980.
Look,
to
maybe you
today.
need to start putting the explanation in the email you send out so I can do the homework.
And then how we're going to do another one on another chat of classic World War II movies, which
Matt, I got to run upstairs for a minute, so I'm going to go ahead and say Defiance.
Defiance. Okay, good. Travis, since I skipped you last time, you go first.
I'm gonna go with God. I like both of them. And again, just like me, I saw Victory when I was really young.
Yeah,
Still remember
It was
that guy got his
probably
arm
the first
broke
World
and
War
break
II
the
movie I
bully's
ever
arm.
saw. Yeah.
God, I gotta go with Victory, man. I gotta go with nostalgia on this one because it was pretty epic. Pele's windmill kick, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Jolly.
I haven't seen either of these, so I'm gonna have to defer.
To who?
Dealer's choice.
You're the dealer in this case, so pick someone.
House's choice then.
Who's?
You gonna do a poll?
House.
House choice.
Who is willing to offer me things for my vote?
No one.
Dang it.
Since no one's here to is your family to offer you sexual favors?
That is true. Dang.
And Duke fell asleep again.
5 minutes at a time. That's all that dude's got.
I know.
Right.
All right, so I put it out there in the chats. Okay, so far we've got one vote for Defiance, one vote for Victory. We can't go to Duke because he's asleep. So Corey,
Defiance.
Defiance. Tim.
I like Defiance better.
All right, Honda.
I have not seen either of these movies.
Oh,
So,
Defiance.
I like the idea of a soccer movie about World War II, though.
All right, that counts. We're going Victory. I'm going Victory.
That
So that's 3-3.
It's a hollow victory.
A hollow victory. But that's 3-3, which means it's up to the chat to decide because Jolly's vote that he sent to the chat is the deciding vote. So we'll let that one run for a minute while we run the next round here. We'll start with this: Hacksaw Ridge versus Pan's Labyrinth. I'm going first on this one because it's Hacksaw Ridge all the way. That movie's one of the greatest fucking World War II movies ever.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going Hacksaw Ridge. We're going to now go through the chat backwards. Honda.
I'm gonna have to agree on the Hacksaw Ridge, and I didn't really realize Pan's Labyrinth was a World War II movie.
Yeah, it's a World War II movie where it's in Spain where the Nazis are there, and this little girl is hiding, and she's like having all these like imaginary fucking demons and shit that are like she's seeing, instead of like seeing Nazis and things and seeing all this other shit, she's seeing like all this
Guillermo del Toro movies are about fascism. Okay, like
yeah, but it's like an anti-Nazi movie. Yeah, about seeing through this little girl's eyes. It's actually a really good movie. It's
were
just
the Nazis
not
in Spain, or was he just talking about the fascist Spaniards of the time?
I don't know,
because Spain had a war during World War II, like a civil war. And
well, I know. Well, I mean, there are Nazis in the movie.
Not Spanish War.
Yeah, that's true. What did Spain do during World War II? No one ever talks about Spain in World War II.
Well, in the 30s, they had a civil war because, like Italy and Germany, they had like a fascist government come up, but they didn't take to it as well.
So they fought against their own fascism and won, but were so enthralled in fighting their own fascism that they couldn't fight external fascism?
Their dictator was in power till like the mid-70s. He controlled everything, so he probably was in cahoots with Hitler and Mussolini or whatever at the time.
Yeah, but he was probably like, I'm kind of busy with my own problem. I can't help right now.
He was just as crazy as everybody else. They're like, we're just going to let them have their
throw
space.
some fucking like Spanish troops in with the Nazis or something then, if that were true, wouldn't he?
Well, they might have been buying German-supplied weapons and vehicles to control, in Spain at the time, too. It's hard telling.
Maybe there's that.
Yeah.
But usually the road goes two ways, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, Tim. Your turn.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Corey.
Because I watched this movie last night. Hacksaw Ridge. It's a damn good movie.
All right. Duke's asleep, so we're not going with him. Jared.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Jolly.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Travis.
Hacksaw Ridge, and I'll vote for Duke, too. I know what he's going to say anyway. Like, Hacksaw Ridge, baby. Let's do it. Yep.
There, he said it right there.
I'm here. I'm awake. I wasn't asleep.
Hacksaw Ridge, baby.
Huh?
I'm here, baby.
All right. Dunkirk versus Schindler's List. Travis goes first.
All right. So I'm going to, I voted for both of these. I'm going to go Schindler's List. If I was to sit down and watch either one of the two, Schindler's List. Yep.
All right. Jolly?
It might be recency bias because of Oppenheimer, but I'm going to go Dunkirk.
Oh, what's on?
Dissenter. All right. Good.
Let's see. Schindler's List.
All right. Mr. Ginger.
Schindler's List.
Tim.
Schindler's List.
Hondler.
Dude, Schindler's List is a good movie, but it's goddamn hard to watch.
It is very hard to watch.
So I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's rough.
All right. And I'm going Schindler's List. So Schindler wins.
You know what other fun movie we didn't put on this bracket? The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
I've never seen it. That's why I didn't put it on here.
It's a fantastic movie. I don't watch it. It's just
I've heard it's really good, but yeah, I've never watched it. So
you don't need to.
Just one that went by. All right. Saving Ryan's Privates versus Fury. This is actually tougher than I would imagine for me personally, but I will just go ahead and give my vote. And ultimately, it's got to come down to Saving Ryan's Privates because the guy they got to play Ryan in that movie had a huge cock and it was beautifully shaved. So, wait, I'm sorry.
I think I downloaded the wrong Saving Private Ryan.
Okay, sorry. No, Saving Private Ryan, I'm still going to vote for that. So, Travis, what about you?
Yep, Saving Private Ryan for me, too.
All right, Jolly?
I mean, in only one film did someone blow up a Panzer with a 1911, so...
This is true. Now, Jared?
Private Ryan.
All right, Corey?
That's a hard choice because they're both damn good movies. But I'm going to have to go with
Saving Private Ryan.
All right, Tim.
It was just so fucking realistic, for its time.
Did Tim fall
Yeah,
asleep?
and Fury's good because there's not many movies, just about World War II tank battles. But Saving Private Ryan is just awesome all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Hondler.
So wasn't that Vin Diesel's first movie?
I don't think it was his first.
I think it was his first bigger role, like notable role.
And I'm definitely going Saving Ryan's Privates.
Yeah, I gotta go with Shavings Ryan's Privates.
Yeah. That's none of shit business.
All right. Now we got Thin Red Line versus Defiance. Travis.
I am going to go. I'm going to go Defiance on that one.
Jellifer.
Well, I kind of have to vote Thin Red Line. I couldn't vote on the last version of this, so.
That's true. All right, Jared.
Let's see. Defiance.
All right. Corey.
Defiance.
Tim.
Defiance.
Honda.
Defiance.
Yep, I'm going Defiance as well. Golly, you were left in the cold. Look at that. All by your lonesome. All right, here we go. This is a tough one. I think this side is tougher than the other side because we got Hacksaw Ridge versus Schindler's List or Saving Private Ryan versus Defiance. For me, I think the Saving Private Ryan versus Defiance, that's an easy call. I know which one's better. Hacksaw Ridge versus Schindler's List, I know which way I'm going to vote, but this is a lot harder of a choice. So, but I won't taint it by giving my opinion first. We're going to let Jared go first this time.
Hacksaw Ridge.
All right. Jolly?
It's interesting because if I vote one, if we go Hacksaw Ridge versus Private Ryan, you're going, more action versus Schindler versus Ryan.
No, stop overthinking it. It's Schindler's List versus Hacksaw Ridge. Don't overthink
Hacksaw
it.
Ridge.
All right. Travis.
This is not an easy one for me. But if I were to just choose between these two today just to watch, just because I'm just want to watch a war movie, I'm going to go Hacksaw Ridge.
All right. Honda?
Yeah, again, for the same reasons, because Schindler's List is a great movie. Really is a good movie, but it's hard to fucking watch, dude.
Yeah.
So, Hacksaw.
Tim?
I kind of got to agree with everybody else. Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge.
All right. Corey?
Lord, help me get one more.
Hacksaw Ridge. Yeah, I'm going Hacksaw Ridge.
The
as
way
well.
you said
No,
that
that was
made it
Schindler's
sound like
List.
made it sound like an innuendo.
It almost sounded like
It's supposed to be
Schindler's
a
List, right?
heroic.
No, he says that.
wholesome-
No, he says that. Well, because remember at the end of Hacksaw Ridge when he's going back and forth pulling people off
No,
the
I know,
battlefield?
but just how he said that.
He's like, Lord, help me just get one more. He
Yeah.
wants to keep going out and get one more and get one more.
I love
But
that.
yes, that could apply to both movies, actually.
Yeah, because like he was at the end. Oh, I could have saved one more.
Ridge I'm voting for.
Yeah. All right. This is one of those brackets where I'm forced to ask the question: is anybody going to vote for Defiance over Saving Private Ryan?
No.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
No, not really.
All right. And this, honestly, is what I thought was going to happen because I think these are by far the two best movies on this list. I think these are the two best World War II movies to have come out since 1980. Maybe in my lifetime, I don't know. Did any good World War II movies come out between 77 and 80? I don't know. But I think these are the two best World War movies in modern history. And honestly, I don't know which way I'm going to vote. Man, I feel like we need to swim on this one for a minute. You know what? Just for shiggles, I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm curious what the chat would say.
What are shiggles?
Shits and
Shits and
giggles.
giggles.
Shits and giggles.
You've never heard of shiggles?
I've never heard the term shiggles before. No.
Okay.
Is that something you got to get a shot for later on in life?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I got shiggles.
No.
I
You
got
got
the
you,
That bitch gave me shiggles.
If so, you're
no,
doctor
it's
now.
what you get if you had chicken pox as a kid.
You control
Yeah.
your shiggles.
Later on, you get shiggles.
Man, I went to the club and I came home with shiggles.
That's if you get chicken pox of the anus.
Oh, those are the
I think
shiggles.
that's just called oh crap, never mind.
Herpesitis.
No, whatever that one that the gay community's getting now. What's that one called? Monkeypox.
Monkeypox.
Monkeypox. All right. We're gonna start with Corey this time. Corey, Hacksaw Ridge versus Saving Private Ryan.
I'm going for Hacksaw Ridge.
All right. Tim.
Fuck around.
What?
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. All right. Travis.
Not an easy one for me, but again, I'm more for the story and the action. I'm gonna go Saving Private Ryan.
All right.
The opening scene alone is wicked, dude.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Honda.
Monkeypox.
I mean, that's a good choice.
Saving Private Ryan for the
All
win
right.
again.
Jolly.
I'm gonna go Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge. Jared.
Hacksaw.
Fuck, why y'all gotta leave me up for the tiebreaker? Fuck you. It's 3-3 now. I haven't decided which way I was going. I was gonna
You're
I was
the movie
gonna vote.
buff, right?
I was gonna go vote for whichever one. I was gonna vote for whichever one had less votes. Now you got it set 3-3. Fuck. Okay. This is no judgment on which movie is like legitimately better. I'm simply going by if both movies were on right now at the same time, which am I more likely to watch right now? Now, this could change in a month. If both movies are on right now, I love both of them to death. Which one am I more likely to sit down and watch right now? And I got to be honest, it would be Hacksaw Ridge.
Hell yeah.
It would be Hacksaw Ridge. Now, I fully admit part of that may be because I've just seen Saving Private Ryan way more because it's been out a lot longer. But I genuinely love both these movies. So if I got to be the tiebreaker, I'm going Hacksaw Ridge. Right now, my opinion could change in a month. But they're both phenomenal fucking movies. I love both.
Shut up, his chat. Fuck you.
Yeah, even though I love Hacksaw Ridge, I'm the same way with, Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a hard choice, but
No.
I don't know. There's something about Hacksaw Ridge that just puts it over the, a little bit
I
over the
love
top.
both
for me.
these fucking movies, man. Both these movies are fucking great. But I like right now, again, this is like whenever somebody's like, "Oh, which movie do you like better, Empire Strikes Back or Rogue One?" I'm like, depends on my fucking mood. I don't know.
Right.
Like sometimes I like Empire Strikes Back better. Sometimes I like Rogue One better. It just depends. It's the same thing here, man. So I'm not making judgments on anybody who's all pissed off in the chat right now. Jeff and Dom are like, "Fuck you, man." I get
would
it.
have been happy with either one of those winning.
Yes.
Yeah, there's not a bad answer here.
There's not a bad answer between those two. They're both phenomenal fucking movies.
Yeah.
Dom says, #never forget Ryan. Was that the real dude's name that story was based off of? Was his name really Private Ryan? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Because that was based off a true story. Obviously, there was a lot that was embellished in that story, but that was based off a true story. But I don't remember if that was really his name or not.
I remember watching that movie, for the first time, just thinking, like, fucking hell, this is a gory-ass movie, especially when they're on the beach. And Tom Hanks is talking to the radio man, and he keeps going back and forth, and he pulls him back the last time, and his fucking face is missing.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus.
Oh, Justin in the chat says no Pacific or Band of Brothers. That's because they're not movies; they're TV shows. Although, if we're comparing TV shows to movies, Band of Brothers and the Pacific are both better than any movies on this list. because they're like 10 episode series of fucking World War II greatness.
Oh yeah, Band of Brothers is fucking badass.
Have you ever seen
that? Is so heavy. I don't know if I could watch it a second time just because of the.
I've watched. Well, I actually I know I've told this story before, but like I wasn't really watching TV when Band of Brothers came out. I didn't have cable or anything at the time in the early 2000s. Yeah, so I didn't watch it until after the Pacific came out. Like when the Pacific came out, I had HBO and I watched it and I was like, that was fucking amazing. Now I have to go back and watch Band of Brothers. And that was in like, 2011 or something like that. So I went back and rewatched Band of Brothers, which, by the way, I think Band of Brothers is better than the Pacific. But honestly, not by much. The Pacific is a really, really good. Of course, it's a follow-up because it's Steven Spielberg doing another series just over on the Pacific Theater. But I highly recommend both of them, and they're both phenomenal. So... But yeah, so our winner for today is Hacksaw Ridge, although honestly, it's a tie between these two. So,
yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah, it really is a tie. I do got to get the super chat. Dom, when we were back there talking about Escape to Victory, he's talking about was fully expecting to hear Pele kicking nades. No, he didn't kick any grenades in the movie, but it's a really good movie though. If you've never watched it.
Honestly, that movie for Andrew Garfield really just showed how good of an actor he really is.
Oh, dude, yeah. Dude, he's so good. Dude, everybody's good in that movie. Oh, even what's his face? Plays the sergeant.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, Sam Wellington.
Vince Vaughn as the sergeant in that movie.
Yeah, like Vince Vaughn actually goddamn good. Dramatic actor.
That may be the best thing I've ever seen Vince Vaughn do.
I would have to agree too. Yep.
I remember one of Andrew Garfield's first roles is on Doctor Who.
I do know. I remember that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, a lot of British actors' first roles were on fucking Doctor Who. Yeah. There's a lot of people that have been on fucking Doctor Who. Like the first time I ever saw Simon Pegg before he had done Shaun of the Dead or anything, before I had gone back and rewatched Spaced. Is it Spaced? The show he did, the British show he did that lasted 2 seasons, which is actually how he got to know Nick Frost and what's the guy's name who directed Shaun of the Dead? I'm blanking on famous director.
I know this. It's Edward.
I'm blanking on his name.
Hold up, give me 5 seconds. I'm figuring this out.
Look it up. But anyway, that like the TV show Spaced is where he first met like Nick Frost and that director and all that shit.
Edgar
he
Wright.
did back in Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright, yeah. But I didn't even go back and watch it. I had never like Simon Pegg. I had never seen. I don't think before he was in that 2005 episode of Doctor Who, because he had just done British television, and I had never seen him before that episode of Doctor Who, which was what, Bad Wolf? I think he was in the Bad Wolf episode in season 1. There's a lot of people who made their fucking debuts on Doctor Who.
They had like white hair.
Yeah,
goatee.
Yeah. White hair, and he had the fucking eyes and shit. He was running that space station.
Yep.
At the end of season 1.
Now, I know this really wasn't a popular movie talking about both Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. What'd you think of Paul?
Paul's funny as shit. I like Paul.
That was basically their first American movie.
Yeah. I like Paul a lot. It's not like Shaun of the Dead.
I love basically like a trilogy: Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and the World's End.
Yeah. What do they call it? The Cornetto trilogy, I think.
Yeah, because of the ice cream.
Each sequel has callbacks to the first movie, the previous movie. Have you ever hopped the fence before?
All right, let's see. We got a super chat here. Ghost Shadow says top 10 movies they couldn't make today. Name off 10 Mel Brooks movies. And there's your list.
No shit.
What was the poll for Hacksaw Ridge and Saving Private Ryan out in the chat?
Oh yeah, actually, closer than I thought. I thought it would have been like 100% Saving Private Ryan, but it's 65-35 Saving Private Ryan. Oh wait, it just moved. It just shifted. Now it's 62-38%.
Oh,
maybe you got a younger audience that hasn't seen Saving Private Ryan because it is pushing over 20 years old, 25 years old now.
Isn't Hacksaw Ridge like just as old?
What was Saving Private Ryan? 96,
98.
Was it 98?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hacksaw Ridge was what, 06 or something? Is that
No, Hacksaw Ridge was like
2016.
Hacksaw Ridge was after he did the Spider-Man movies. It was like
Yeah, it's like
2016,
16 or 18 when
Yeah.
it came out.
Yeah, it's within the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Question: no love for Unbroken or Unbreakable, Unbroken, something like that.
Unbroken.
It's Unbroken.
Yeah.
I do love that movie.
I'll be honest. I don't really like that movie.
I probably
It's
like
alright.
it
I
more
mean,
because
it's
I read the
good.
book.
And it's okay. It's not a bad movie. I mean, I don't dislike it. It's just not one of my favorites. So nothing
book is
against.
very good.
I know it's a true story and shit. Like nothing against the guy or any. It just I don't know. I just don't really like the movie that much. Wasn't it directed by Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, it was her directorial debut.
Yeah, I feel like maybe somebody else would have done a better job with that story. I don't know. Super chat from Dom says, saving Ryan was why the U.S. Department created the Sole Survivor Directive designed to keep families from losing every one of their sons. Oh, so it was. So, yeah. So, and his name was Ryan, right? Like, we determined that actually was his real name. So, yeah. Anyway. There you go. Good times, people. All right. Well, now it's time for at least me and Jared's favorite part of the chat. We're going to talk about toys for a little bit. Everybody else is like, oh, fuck. Well, Corey likes toys, too, if he's out there. He's muted right now. He's probably playing with his little toys.
Okay.
Corey, somebody was asking me a question last night that I couldn't answer, and I forget who it was, and I told them they should ask you. They were asking about... Huh?
It was Dom.
It was Dom, yeah, asking about the Punisher stuff, right?
Yeah.
Punisher pops and collectibles and things.
I know there's all kinds of shit out there. Punisher related, I'd have to look into it a little bit, but like other like minifigs, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's Jankies. There's the what are they called? I know it's Art of War, I believe is what it's called. Those little figures I've showed you before.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds. I really like the Jankies because they
I
come
know
in all
there's a
kinds
bunch
of
of different companies that make those little figurines and stuff. And the only ones I'm familiar with are obviously the Pops, because they're the most popular ones. But yeah, I don't know.
Kid Robot does a lot of minifigs and stuff. They're the ones that does the Art of War. I believe they do Jankies too, or Janky might be its own entity. I can't remember, but I know Kid Robot does a lot of cool shit.
Oh, he's asking, does Wish have any good ones? I don't know. I don't shop Wish.
Wish.com.
Anybody in here shop Wish.com? I don't.
I wouldn't shop Wish.com because that's all just basically cheap garbage.
Yeah, in general, some stuff is maybe like a lot of 3 and 4 stars, but a lot of it's you want to read the reviews on stuff because, yeah, if they say it's the paint is poor, or I mean, but a lot of times they'll sell figures that don't exist by other companies, Now,
I'm curious. Does anybody in here shop AliExpress and Wish and can tell me which one's better? Because I've shopped AliExpress, but I've never shopped on Wish.
It depends on what you get on Wish, man. Like I've bought fake Magpul stuff off there just for the sake of making videos, and it's basically identical. It feels the same, like the polymer, the markings, the weight. It depends on what you get. And I've also got a lot of trash electronics off of Wish too, like headphones and stuff like that. I wouldn't go that route.
Most of the stuff I've gotten off of AliExpress has actually been pretty good. I've gotten one. I think I've only ever gotten one like really crappy, like, oh God, yeah, this definitely is a piece of crap. It was a Spider-Man action figure that was just like not at all what it looked like in the fucking pictures, and like it looked like a little fucking kid's toy. And,
where'd you get that John Wick figure at, Matt, that you did your video on?
That was AliExpress. TC.
That was AliExpress. Okay, that was pretty cool.
That was awesome, man. I love that little fucking. I've got him sitting over here next to Punisher on my shelf, and it looks fucking fantastic.
Now, was that a clone of another one that's out there?
It's a clone of a Mafex figure. There's
okay.
I
thought it okay.
Mafex that makes it, and I never. I mean, they're just kind of expensive. Those figures run like $100, and so I like John Wick, but I don't like that. I don't like John Wick that much to spend $100 on a fucking figure for it. So it's not anything I ever would have picked up. I would have loved to have had one to do a comparison side by side, but that thing kind of blew me away. It was like really, really good for being essentially like a $15 to $20 figure or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, that's way worth it. Like, that thing was in really good shape. It's still, I played around with that thing. None of the joints are like loose or feel fragile or anything. Like, it's a really good figure for what it costs. So, and I've gotten other stuff from them too. I've gotten other, stuff off of AliExpress that was really cool. And I've got those fucking zombie figures off of AliExpress. And like, so there's all kinds of different stuff that they've got. I've never shopped on Wish, so I didn't know if they're basically kind of just, they sell the same type of stuff. Or
knockoff Hulks on AliExpress are really good too.
Yeah.
I think AliExpress has more electronics, like more laptops and stuff like that too than Wish.
I just didn't know if they basically do the same thing or it's
I know a
basically
good
just
place
stuff
for
from
Dom.
China.
I know a good place for Dom that he can go look for different, figurines, whether it's Funko Pops, minifigs or whatever is that app that Whatnot app that I told you about a long time ago. They have all kinds of cool shit. When I was in that realm for a while, because I was in it, all the time. I mean, there was all kinds of different minifigs that were popular. Like I said, like the Jankies. I think they were made by Sync Toys or Sync or something like that. They were little fucking figures that were really fucking popular. Abominable Toys, I think, is another one where they had like Abominable Snowman figures. There was actually a auctioneer on Whatnot that had a couple of them customized to what looked like Venom and Carnage, and they were actually fucking badass. Yeah. But you can find all kinds of cool shit on the Whatnot app or whatnot.com. And it's an auction site where you can actually bid on different things, anywhere from fucking collectibles, toys to they have clothes, like comic books, baseball cards, Pokemon cards, fucking Magic the Gathering. You name it, I'm sure they got it.
Yeah.
Pokemon. I just made my own John Wick.
Right.
But I used to know this dude who played Magic the Gathering together, and if there was a card he couldn't get, he would just take a common like fucking land card or whatever, and then print out the card on his computer and tape it on. And we're like, "Fuck you, dude! That's cheating."
Now that is that I know that body, but where did you get that head from?
Another customizer sent me a bunch of heads. Talking about like on Instagram where I was needing a head for a custom. Guy contacted me and was like, "Hey, I got a bunch of them. I can send you some." And this was in one of it. So I was like, "Well, I'm making a John Wick."
Nice. That was cool, man.
That's badass.
It was like a 3D print head.
May I interrupt Geek or Toy Chat for a moment to tell you about the real life Saving Private Ryan?
I guess if you want to bring us down, sure, go ahead.
I was just going to say his real life, his real name wasn't Ryan.
Oh.
It was Frederick Nillen.
Frederick Millen? Okay.
Nillen.
Frederick Nillen. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Oddly enough, went by Fritz in World War II.
During World War II. That's a brave call.
That is a brave.
That took some balls to go by Fritz in World War II when you're not German.
When you're fighting for the Allies.
All right, Dom says Punisher action figures on eBay run like $50 to $150. I like some Punisher, but not that much. Yeah, so there's like oddly enough for Punisher being, and I would consider Punisher a flagship Marvel character. He is a well-known to the point that he's, a part of pop culture, well-known Marvel Comics character. And when you compare him to the other well-known Marvel Comics characters like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, and that's where I would put him as far as how well-known he is and how well-liked he is as a Marvel Comics character. He has relatively, just a fraction of the amount of figures out there that Captain America, Spider-Man, and Iron Man have. There's not a lot, relatively speaking, of Punisher figures out there compared to all the other big name Marvel characters.
Well, the current regime at Marvel currently hates Frank Castle Punisher. They recently killed him off in the comics.
Well, yeah, because they don't like guns. They don't
Well,
like.
they don't like the fact that the police and military use his logo.
What was that
Hey,
goofy
Matt,
storyline that happened?
Speaking of toys and everything, have you ever heard of Hikaris?
Hikaris? No.
Yeah. Look them up. They're actually fucking badass. They come in all kinds of varieties. Spider-Man, Captain America. They fucking have Predator Hikaris. They have the Night King from Game of Thrones. They have Hulk. I mean, they have a whole plethora of fucking figures. They don't make them anymore because they didn't really catch on until after they stopped making them. But you ought to Google them real quick and look at them.
From what I've heard too, if the rumor's true, Daredevil Reborn, the Frank Castle-side story is going to be Frank going after bad cops using his logo. Yay.
Hikari. Funko Hikari?
I don't know if they were made by Funko or not.
They might have been distributed by them in the U.S. Yeah, because otherwise, Hikari is a brand of fish food. So yeah.
Is this them?
I was like, fish food. What's he talking about? Action figures. So yeah.
It kind of the box right there on the bottom right. It comes in those style boxes. I mean, they have all kinds of fucking Hikaris. They have Astro Boy, several different versions of Astro Boy. So I mean,
did you guys ever do Hero Clicks? Do you know what that is?
Yep.
Yeah, I know what they are. I've
never bought them.
It was a fun game to play. Like, it was a way to like take the little, like dolls or whatever, and fucking actually like have like a game that you could like meet up and have them fight against other dolls that have powers that are different than the dolls that you have, and strategize and make a map, and it was fun.
I knew people that played it, but I never played.
I don't know if you can call little mini statues dolls, but there's no articulation on them. They're just figurines.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if y'all would be interested in those or not. I think they're actually pretty cool. They're pretty well detailed, and some of them get really fucking expensive.
Some of the like oversized Hero Clicks are super rare, like Galactus and Fin Fang Foom and Cthulhu and stuff. Those things are expensive as hell.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that Optimus Prime.
And they're pretty big too. I want to say they're.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
They're over a foot tall, or right at a foot or so. I mean, they're pretty.
I don't like it $50 worth, but I like it.
If you go on Whatnot when someone's selling them, because I've seen them as cheap as like $20 because they weren't selling.
Yeah.
So it
does say, it does say Funko Premium. So I guess Funko was distributing them or something.
Probably.
All right. I'd never heard of these before.
Now you have.
But we do have some toys to look at here. This is the one you were showing me the other day there. God damn it.
Oh, yeah, the Frazetta.
Yeah.
What's
his name? Fuck.
Wolf.
Wolf, yeah. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I mean, it's from Fire and Ice. Remember that movie, that animated movie back in the 80s, right? Fire and Ice. Very memorable for a young kid like me watching it because it was very realistically animated with this chick in like a bikini for the whole movie.
It was probably rotoscoped for what they did back in the
probably, yeah. But anyway, yeah, so they've got this dude. It looks badass, man. You make a great fucking Conan. Although,
they will probably do a Conan because if they're going to do a Frazetta, because it's listed on the website for him, so that could be the first of many figures.
He looks fucking cool, man.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt they'll do a Death Dealer too.
Yeah. Mezco's got their stuff coming out.
The only thing with the Dark Wolf is his articulation looks like a Mythic Legions.
Oh, God, I hope not. This looks cool. I would love to have this Mezco. I'm not real big into Mezco. I've only got a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a badass looking Casey Jones.
It is.
Granted, he's probably way more expensive than I'm willing to pay.
Mezco, you're looking at minimum $100.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't have porn music.
Nightwing's pretty cool. My issue with Mezco is I've seen a lot of the Mezcos, especially the ones that come in suits like this, where they kind of have a shine to the costume.
Yeah.
That material, or at least the coating they put on the outside of the material starts to break down pretty quick.
Starts to peel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that issue.
I saw this. I guess if you don't have, that's not what I clicked on, asshole. I guess if you don't have any of the Batman, this is a good deal because it's like $20 a piece for these dudes.
That 6-pack.
Yeah. Why does it keep popping this up when I'm clearly clicking on the Batman pictures? What is wrong with this fucking website?
It likes you to look at Boy Wonder.
It just wants me to keep looking at fucking Nightwing. I've clicked on Batman, and it goes back to Nightwing.
Use the arrow button on the right.
Well, no, because it like if I click on this one, where it wants me to look,
because it wants you to look at Dick.
It doesn't fucking load. It goes through all the Mezco stuff. It just goes through Mezco. Keeps going back to fucking Mezco bullshit instead of going to what I'm trying to blow up big. Fucking shitty ass Foosh website. Fuck you, Foosh.
21 naughty wedding pictures.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
I've already got my Michael Keaton Batman. I've got a Batfleck, and I've got the Batman. This is not a set I would buy. First of all, I didn't like the Christian Bale Batman that they put out. Now, have they done anything? Have they made any changes to this?
I have no idea.
Or is it just the same Batman figures all over again? Like I'm if they, and I'm imagining they will at some point come out individually. I would certainly add a fucking Val Kilmer and even a George Clooney with bat nipples Batman to my collection. But I'm not buying that whole 6-pack for those two. So that's not going to happen. Catman. The character that I don't know anybody that was asking for this.
But at least the sculpt looks good. That's part of a better proportioned body than he's done in a long time.
This is the Nightfall Batman sculpt.
Oh, is it?
That's what it looks like to me.
I don't have mine yet.
Same little pulls on the material of the suit and all that shit. Same body type. He obviously changed the lower arms. It looks like the exact same boots, different belt, obviously changed the head, but gave him a cloth cape. Like, other than that, this looks like Nightfall Batman to me. I may be wrong. Maybe if I had it in hand, but...
Of course, it's gold label, so it don't matter. It's going to be hard to get. And if you wanted to...
These are pretty cool. Well, some of these are anyway. I don't know. Let's see. I've clicked on this. Will it go back to fucking... No, it goes to this one. It goes to the one I just... Fuck you. Fuck you, Fwoosh, and your shitty website. For not showing me... Wait, maybe if I scroll down to the next one, maybe if I click on Captain America here, it'll go back to this Metacom shit I wanted to fucking look at. Fucking Mayfex shit. Let's see. No, it just goes back to fucking Catman. Fucking hell, man. The fuck is wrong with this website? Anyway, Mafex, there's no way I can afford a bunch of Mafex shit. They're just all too expensive. And I can't.
I am getting a few Mafex figures. I'm getting the Reign of Superman. So Superboy and Eradicator are a must for me.
I would love to have these figures, but like I said, they're just really expensive. I would love to have all the Reign of Superman, but
if you get them off HLJ.com, they're a lot cheaper. You got to pay your.
There we go. That fucking Scarecrow is fucking awesome looking.
Yep.
That is the best goddamn Scarecrow figure I have ever seen.
100%.
That blows every other figure that has ever come out from any company away by far. I don't even give a shit about Scarecrow. I would love to have that fucking figure.
The Poison Ivy, too, is fantastic looking.
So, and the rest of these are good. That is a fantastic, although be it slightly anime version of Riddler, but it's still a great figure. Obviously, all the Reign of the Superman stuff. I would love to have them. They're just so.
Superboy's actually got soft goods jacket.
Yeah, he does. Don't care about Wolverine. The Daredevil's pretty fucking cool. I would love to have that Daredevil. That would be like, to me, and I don't know, I don't have it, but I'm imagining if I'm comparing this to my 185 Spider-Man that I have, which is, in my opinion, the best Spider-Man figure that exists. Do you have the Mafex 185?
No, the only Mafex I have is I got the Reign of Superman figures, and I got the Nightfall Batman.
Okay. Best Spider-Man figure that exists is that Mafex figure. The Spider-Man, just the traditional comic. I think it's number 185. And whatever it is, it's the third traditional red and blue Spider-Man they came out with. They came out with the first one and the colors were a little off. Then they came out with the second one, which had all the fucking shading on it, like it was a comic book. And then they came out with a third one where the colors are just perfect. And I think it's 185. And that Daredevil's giving me vibes of that. Like, that could be like the perfect Daredevil figure. So that one I definitely want. That one would be worth saving money for. Black Panther, that's fine. Movie version of Captain America, don't really care about. Luke Skywalker, I don't do them. I've got one Mafex Star Wars, which is a Boba Fett. And that's really the only one I care about. I don't care enough about Star Wars figures in 6-inch scale to spend as much as those motherfuckers cost on them. So, but that Scarecrow is fucking sweet looking. Now, this I definitely do want because even though he's got the shitty old school 70s face sculpt, which I'm not a fan of.
If they make it scale fit Thor, though, it's going to be tiny. That Thor is a tiny figure.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks so fucking awesome, though. Like, that is just classic. God damn it. You fucking foosh piece of shit. Trying to pull up Captain America fucking pictures, you asshole. That is just such a classic looking Captain America, though. I hate this fucking 70s looking face sculpt, but like the rest of it, if he's too small, though, goddamn, that's going to suck.
I would assume he's going to be microscopic.
Yeah. Jean Grey looks good. That's a solid. Those are all great head sculpts there, by the way. I love the fucking gold on the legs and the boots. Looks great. Don't care that much about that version of Jean Grey. This I absolutely do fucking care about. The new the Crimson Dynamo from Marvel Select.
And the Nihilus.
Badass. And a Nihilus, yeah. That thing's fucking badass. Let me get these super chats here. ENT dropped in $2. Didn't say anything. Thank you, ENT. Ghost Shadow says, which bat light emblem do you like the most? God, there's so many. I mean, I'm always drawn to the traditional one. Just the black on gold. That's my favorite one. Just the traditional bat emblem. I don't know. I mean, other than that, like there's a lot of them, but I don't know. That's what I grew up with, so that's my favorite. It's just the traditional one, which is basically the same one we saw on Batman 89. Like that's going to be my favorite. This thing's cool, but Sentinel costs a fucking arm and a leg.
Yeah.
It's cool though. I'll never buy that one. But yeah. Silverhawks. Yeah. Another situation where here's a brand that I would love to have. Would love to see modern Silverhawks figures. Would love to collect modern Silverhawks figures. But fucking Super 7 got them.
Yep. Oh, and those fuckers, they were telling people for a while, they even bought it. Didn't license it. They said they even bought it. And were doing sub-licensing to like other toy companies. And
yeah, they were giving her ramen, weren't they?
They were licensed to ramen. And the actual license owner said, "Way now."
Yeah.
And they got everything from Silverhawks pulled from their website for a long time after that. So I figured they lost a license for doing that shit. Then they come back with these pending license or approvals. Apparently they made good. Probably paid the licensor a shit ton more money for the bullshit they did.
It's just disappointing. I love Silverhawks. I would love to have Silverhawks figures, but I don't. I won't buy
Ramen is going to continue their line, but they're not going to call them Silverhawks anymore.
Yeah. No, well.
They skate that line of like doing third-party stuff and naming it different things, but they got shut down on their cease and desist from Hasbro with the mask vehicle, that red Gullwing, the mask vehicle. They had to take it down, but they get the release what they got coming out. They are going to do another run, but they got to change all the packaging, change the look of the car a little bit.
What are those Silverhawks figures run, Matt? What are we talking about?
They're like $60.
Oh my god! Those aren't vintage. Those are remakes.
Those are redos. Yeah, they're 6-inch scale.
I'll just go buy the originals.
Those are 7-inch scales.
7-inch scale. Sorry.
But well, they're $55.99 on the regular figures. These VAC metals, they're probably going to charge more. So these are probably going to be $70.
So how much do used loose ones cost? Original gen.
Well,
they're going up in value, but
they're a lot of money because the VAC metal doesn't fucking last long. It fades or chips off and shit. So to find one in good shape, you're talking well over $100 a figure.
Oh wow!
Even out of the package. So yeah, they're expensive. These are fucking cool. Beast Kingdom doing classic Batman and Robin.
Hopefully they're improving their quality. I got the Beast Kingdom Superman, and that figure's a piece of shit.
Really?
And
they look cool though. I mean, look at that head sculpt.
Yeah. Box of Cannons. He got the Dark Side, and it wasn't a very good figure either, and has no instructions of what size battery it takes for the light up feature. Even contacted like Big Bag Toy Store, Big Toy Store. Like, we don't know. We've been trying to find out.
Well, maybe these will be better. Who knows? They look cool though. If you like the traditional Batman.
Yeah.
I want to definitely get this for Christmas. I'm getting this for my wife for Christmas. She's a huge Elvira fan. So NECA's doing their Elvira Christmas fucking shit.
To be 60-some years old, she still looks good.
She does. Yeah. That's a great fucking figure.
She took some
I love
stupid
it.
advice, and she took some stupid advice from somebody and start attacking her own fans.
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna be like, I hate everybody now because they're all misogynistic, sexist pigs.
I don't know. That's cool, man. What else we got? Oh, here's some actual close-up looks of Captain America here. Good. I found a website that works. Thank you, Toy Arc.
Yeah, Toy Arc works a hell of a lot better than the Foosh site.
Yeah. See, I like this, but look at that head sculpt. I don't like that face sculpt.
1970s style artwork.
Yeah. I don't like that head sculpt. I mean, it's fine. It's representative of the character at that time, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I still want the figure, but I'm not going to put that head sculpt on him. I'm curious about these gaps that are there on the shoulders. They're on every picture of him.
I wonder if he's got replaceable like chest pieces or something. Sometimes they do like interchangeable chest plates.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's not. I mean, you're gonna have him if you're gonna have him standing there or whatever. Like, it's not gonna be that noticeable. But I hope that's just not the final product there. Although that one looks better on this side anyway. And then you can still see the gap on that side.
These are probably resin prototypes too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I like the look of this one. I hope like Thor, he's not too fucking short. I mean, it's okay for him to be. It's okay for him to be shorter than Thor. But like
that Thor figure is tiny though.
Yeah. Well, they made the Thor figure the same size as my fucking Mafex Spider-Man, and for Spider-Man that works great. That does not work for Thor, who's supposed to be like 7 feet fucking tall.
Yep.
Yeah, Jean Grey looks cool. I mean, I'm not interested enough in this to spend that kind of money on it, but like It's a good.
And
looking
these
figure.
are different scale too. Like the Mayfix figures are nothing are in scale between the different like brands. It's stupid. Like make everything you're making in scale with one another. You can do a display.
Yeah.
You know we don't have porn music.
This is actually pretty cool. Too bad I am just done with McFarlane because a grayscale fucking Martian Manhunter actually looks pretty cool. There, 6 months ago, I would have been really interested in this.
Somebody has a really loud keyboard.
I don't know. It's a cool looking figure because I don't have this version of Martian Manhunter. I've got the classic costume. I don't have that modern costume.
Yeah, I bought the classic. Well, I guess it was a gold label. Though.
Yeah, that's the one I've got.
I like that one better.
That one looks cool, doesn't
The
it?
one on the screen.
It's a cool look.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So, more He-Man, more shit, more shit. More shit.
It's what's pissing me off is the fact you scroll up to like the He-Man stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're turning the Origins line into a Matty Collector well, not Matty Collector. What they call it now, Mattel Creations.
Yeah,
So
whatever. They changed the name.
I was never really a big fan of He-Man, even as a kid.
Well, you're a millennial, so
yeah,
you're too young.
It's before your time, sir. It's before your time.
It come out in like '82, so you were like you were crawling around on the floor when it was.
They weren't even born in '82.
Well, the cartoon has a huge influence over your appreciation of the toys at the time too.
Yeah.
You know, it was.
Here's the thing: I'm of the age to like it, and I liked the toys. I didn't like the cartoon as a kid. I don't know. I guess
a lot of the same footage over and over.
You know, I was already watching, G.I. Joe and I can't remember if I don't think I was watching Robotech yet.
Yeah.
But
It had to be Robotech because G.I. Joe didn't come out until after He-Man because He-Man was before.
Yeah. I don't know. Just the cartoon never really clicked with me. I liked the toys, but the cartoon, I was like, eh.
But it had a catchy intro. He-Man.
What year did
I do?
He-Man come out?
He-Man was 83?
82 with the toys. I think it's 83 with the cartoon.
Yeah, He-Man was on USA Cartoon Express for years, though. I mean, it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
I don't even remember watching it when I was 6. I probably didn't start watching it until a couple of years later because it was always on after school on that.
Okay, so it came out when I was born, so I pulled it up to watch it when it was on.
Mm-hmm.
When you got old enough to watch it, it's when it was like basically dying. Like then they did that horrible like New Adventures of He-Man, which had completely changed art styles and it looked like some kind of weird.
Well, yeah, because they went. It wasn't it? They went to another universe or something, and it was
in the distant. Well, it was in the distant future, and
distant future. Is that what it was?
Yeah, and it was like very more Star
Wars.
Like
and Flash Gordon than He-Man, right?
It was kind of like a Star Wars style vibe and Flash mixed with Flash Gordon then, and the art style was very different too. He wasn't really giant like in Filmation. Yeah. He looked like a hippie.
I really want this Duke.
Flint.
I don't know why.
It's Flint.
Sorry, Flint. It's exactly the same Flint I already have, just in different colors. But I like Flint. What can I say, man? I like Flint.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Flint. But
I've kit bashed a really good Flint together. I've been upgrading my Flint.
I've got just the bone stock Flint. The only thing I don't like about him is comparatively, he's a little on the shorter side. I don't think he should be as short as he is in that figure. Like he's the same. Like he's shorter than Dusty, Gung Ho, Falcon. Like him and Beachhead are both kind of too short, I think. But
well, I did it too. I gave him the outback leg, so it increased his height a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and I put the gear from one of those Stalkers that I sent, like one I sent you.
Yeah.
I changed his vest out with Stalker's gear and holsters and stuff.
Do you have to cut that vest off? That vest doesn't just come off, does it?
You can take the arms out and slide it off.
Oh, okay.
You can heat and pop and slide it up.
Because I wanted to take his vest off altogether. I didn't want him to have a vest, and I was like, well, fuck. And I didn't want to cut it. So I was like, I don't know. So I just kind of left it on him. But
or it's got butterfly joints. You can heat and pop those arms out.
Okay. Because, like, I my Duke didn't have a fucking vest on. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to take the fucking vest off of him altogether. But I just didn't feel like cutting it. But I want this fucking stupid Tiger Force Duke. God damn it. I don't know. Fucking stupid Tiger Force Duke. Fucking stupid Duke. Dumbass looking.
Fall asleep.
He's gonna have fucking dreams about being in G.I. Joe and called Tiger Force Duke. I don't know. All right, let me get these last super chats here. Let's see. What do we got? ENT is mad at Honda. He doesn't like Honda now.
I am willing to bet money that is a couple that shoots.
I don't know. ENT pops in sometimes. I don't know. He doesn't pop in a lot. He's mad. No, he's not mad. He's just.
No, I'm willing to bet that's like with what's going on in the background without you knowing about it. Yeah, that's a couple that shoots.
Okay.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Goshow says, the bat light, the spotlight. So you were asking which bat light emblem I like the best? The one that looks like a bat. I don't know. The bat lights always kind of look the same, don't they? Just a bat symbol. I mean, I guess different artists have drawn it different ways, but it's usually they draw it however the fucking symbol is on Batman.
I think that 6-pack comes with a bat signal with interchangeable lights.
Oh, it does? Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. I didn't know that.
All right.
What is that? Is that your Duke? Oh, see, that looks way better. Because you can actually see you can see his shirt and shit.
Yep. That's Stalker's gear, and both on the holsters and the knife sheath and Outback's legs. And Stalker's gun too, which he actually has a grease gun.
Yeah, that looks way better.
So much better. And they're not skinny legs either.
Yeah. Dom in the chat says, does the Duke toy come with snoring noises too? I don't think so. That'd be funny if it did, though. That'd be great. Right? If it did. The Duke toy just fell asleep.
Have
you
a
just lay down on the shelf.
Have a sound chip.
I could fall asleep like Duke does.
Yeah, no shit.
Have a sound chip every now and like when it times out, it starts going.
Yeah, and every so often it wakes back up and goes, "I'm awake, baby." Yeah.
I wasn't sleep.
Oh no, I'm fine. I wasn't sleeping. It's fine. I don't know what you were hearing. That wasn't me snoring. Yeah. All right. It is time to wind this one down for today.
Boo.
What? I'm sorry. Wait, ENT says, Matt, I guess you're not as First Amendment as you say. What the fuck are you talking about? How am I not First Amendment? I'm sorry. Did I ignore your chat? I put it on the fucking screen. It said somebody's mad at Honda. Is that not? What are you talking about?
Yeah, no shit. That's kind of random.
I want to turn this into.
Are you mad because or what are you mad about? I said, look, Honda, somebody's mad at you, and Honda read it. What did you want me to do? You want me to play some fanfare music with your super chat?
The small violin, the world's smallest violin.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who ENT is. I mean, Honda thinks it's a couple that shoots or whatever. I'm not judging. I just pulled up the super chat and said, hey, look, somebody's mad at Honda. Like, what do you want me to do? Is that not good enough?
Dom said the Dig Toy also
It's
needs
not
to
like
pay
I
the jail
ignored the
victims.
chat. It's not like I was like, oh, we can't talk about that. I mean, what would you like me to do?
We pick on everybody all the time. That's a regular thing here, man.
Yeah, we
That's
pick on Honda all the time. We pick on everybody all the time.
Oh yeah, we fuck
Yeah.
with each other constantly.
I don't have
During
a problem.
the chat, in the back chat, it doesn't matter when.
I don't have a problem with saying, hey, Honda, somebody's mad at you. Like, I don't care. Like, feel free. People get mad at me all the fucking time. I don't care. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. I guess you're not as First Amendment as you say. What does that mean? How am I not First Amendment? Did I ban you or something and I don't know it? Did you go by another name and get banned?
Well,
I'm genuinely curious. How am I restricting your speech? I didn't do anything. I saw your super chat. I put your super chat on there and called Honda's attention to it. Isn't that the point? You addressed it to Honda, not me. So I put your super chat on the screen and said, hey, Honda, somebody's mad at you.
Oh, Ghost Shadow's got a point there too. The YouTube bots will censor stuff.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't censor anything. I don't know. I don't see anything that was censored. And if something was censored, it would tell me that a comment was removed. And there's been no comments removed. So I don't know what he's talking about.
It's couple that shoots, Matt.
Well, I get that. And maybe it is. I don't know. But I'm just wondering.
What 100% is.
He's acting like we censored his speech in some way. And I don't know how because I didn't do anything.
Yeah, because that's what couple that shoots does. Say, oh, I said some offensive shit. And now you... I don't even know what he said. No one did anything this time. So he just likes to play a little victim, and that's fine. You could play a little victim, but I'm done with it, dude. I kicked him off my fucking Discord.
Okay, I'm seriously. I don't know because I didn't like remove any comments. I can see everything he said. He's only left like 3 or 4 comments and a super chat. So nobody's removed any of your comments. You addressed the super chat to Honda. I called Honda's attention to it and put it on the fucking screen. I don't know what more you want. And you're like, I guess you're not as First Amendment as you say. What the fuck? What am I supposed to do? Would you like me to verbally fillet your comment? Like, I'm trying to figure out what you want me to play fanfare music for you because you put up a super chat. Like, you want me to do what I don't do for anybody else?
Play circus music, which
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I did that this dude thinks he's getting censored. Like, I didn't do shit.
He's watched you enough that he knows what your buttons are, and one of your buttons is, Matt, you're not 2A. Matt, you're not 1A.
Yeah, no, because it pissed me off because I didn't fucking do anything.
I know, but he knows it, and that's what
I didn't do anything. Like, he sent a super chat addressed to you.
Yeah, I know, because he's a troll.
And I said, hey, Honda, and I put it on the screen. What else would you like me to do?
He wants you to slum underneath the bridge with him.
And do
he's
what?
Ain't saying nothing now. I mean,
Under the bridge things. Like
he's not saying shit now when I'm asking him questions.
Yeah, because he's figuring out that he's not on my Discord anymore and he can't talk to people there right now.
I was wondering why I didn't get any more responses on Discord.
Well, I mean, I don't know. A couple that shoots has come onto this channel many times, and so has, well, ENT I don't see on this channel. I usually see ENT over on Never Enough Ammo.
Now he says,
So I think this may be the first time I've seen ENT on this channel, but I've seen both of them. I never had any.
All right, get ready because here
I
comes
never had
another
any
comment.
inclination that these two were the same people. I assume ENT is a different person.
He says,
But I don't
me,
know.
but we don't know who you are and what you're.
I mean, I know who ENT is. ENT has been on the chats many times. ENT is the guy that doesn't like Adam Jimenez. ENT is the guy that comes into the chats and says, I'll give you a super chat if you get rid of Adam Jimenez. I know who ENT is. I have no reason to believe that him and couple that shoots are the same person.
Fair enough. Maybe it's just a coincidence that couple that shoots out there is out there being a piece of shit. And at the very same moment in time, without me saying anything at all, just sitting here in the chat, ENT decides to drop in and be like, "Oh, Honda needs to chill out. You watch them all the time, but you know, like maybe that's true, but I tend to believe that coincidences are less likely than you know. I mean, that's a pretty big coincidence. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just saying ENT has been around for a while. He pops in occasionally and drops in super chats, but usually on my other channel, not this one. So I have no reason to believe they're the same person.
Again, I don't have like proof that they are.
It could be Honda. It could be Honda. There are two people that don't like you.
I mean, there's lots of people who don't like me. There's this girl at work, dude. I was telling you guys before the chat that I said some comment about the people watching the Barbie movie didn't look like Barbie. And she got all flustered and butthurt about it and huffed and puffed and has a problem with me. Just like, you're 4'8" and weigh 250 pounds. Like, no wonder you have problems with people and body image and things like that.
Just fucking bitter.
Like, maybe you should stop eating cheese. I don't know.
She's single? All right.
Well, anyway. Okay, he's responding now. He's like, you guys know me. Love you, Matt. E. Honda, you are so wrong. I don't think that's couple that shoots. So
fair enough. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like for whatever reason.
I still don't know what I did. Stifle somebody
without me saying anything at all, without me even being on a chat with you for like a week, right? Out of the blue, just happens to be like, oh, E. Honda needs to chill out. I used to watch him all the time, but now I don't because I'm trying to change him. Like, fuck you. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want, as long as it's not going to get Matt's chat in trouble, right? Because I don't want to do that. I'm not going to be a dick to my friend. But minus that, if I feel like I want to say something, I'm going to fucking say it. And if you don't like it, you can take the dick out of your mouth and tell someone who cares.
Well, anyway.
There's a name I haven't seen in a while, Vandrake.
Oh, hey, Vandrick. What's up, man? Just as we're about to end the chat, because, yes, I do have to end the chat now. We're over 3 hours. I have to end
Vandrake's cool. I like Vandrake. Vandrake likes me, too. There's lots of people who like me, but there's a lot of people who hate me.
Clearly, I'm going to make a solar man of the atom.
Well,
Feed me with your hate.
All right, we're going to shut this one down. We will see everybody next time. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of your fucking weekend. We'll see you for more Geek Chat next Saturday. And we'll be back here on the NEA channel on Monday. So you guys have a great fucking weekend. And we'll see you next time. So later, dudes. Wait, should I play out with an outro? I'm going to do an outro on the way out. Here we go.
Yeah, Felicia.
I'm going to do the outro.